Everywhere you look, it's picture perfect. We are in the heart of the Okanagan. Kelowna for this year's Montana's Brier. There's a logjam on top of Pool A. 4 teams, 2 straight wins, including 2 that go head-to-head this afternoon. Practice makes perfect for John Epping. His new team from the north have played a lot this season, and Epping is hoping the squad's success continues at Prospera Place. New player, same result for Brad Gushue. The switch hasn't hindered the 6-time Brier champ at all. Last night, Gushue pulled out a hard-fought win against the host province. Team Canada, Northern Ontario. The Montana's Brier continues. It's a beautiful building, Prospera Place, home of the Western Hockey League Kelowna Rockets, but they are spending a lot of time on a bus. They are on an extended 8-game road trip. Let's get you caught up in what happened this morning, and it was teams from Pool B back on the ice. And he was the runner-up a year ago in Regina, Mike McEwen, showing that runner-up skill as he makes this bang-bang go away against Owen Purcell of Nova Scotia to remain undefeated. So McEwen picking up right where he left off in last year's Brier. Other scores. You saw McEwen win. So does Moybrook. Looks very good, the rookie skip out of Ontario. Aslep, good bounce back for Quebec to win. And Ryland Kleider picks up the win over PEI Smith. So they're top of the table. You've got McEwen and one of those rookie skips, Moybrook. Jacobs did not play this morning. Big bunch. And remember now, it's only the top 3 that'll get through. Now we're going to focus on Pool A. And on this Sunday afternoon, we do say hello, Canada, and welcome back to Kelowna. Joe's here. Russ is here. We'll hear from Kathy momentarily. So what did you think of the Pool B results this morning?
You know what, overall here, Vic, I'm really impressed with that second tier of teams. We have some rookie skips, Moybrook, Purcell, and De Jong. They are playing that top tier very tough. The next generation showing a lot of promise. All
right, feature match coming up. Team Canada against Northern Ontario. You know, there's that old saying in curling, you have to believe what you see, and so maybe that's the case for Brad Gushue.
Yeah, it's still early in the event, and Brad himself said he may be calling shots that are just not quite in the wheelhouse at this point. All the teams are still sorting out the surface, and we know he wants to be Brier Brad. He wants that whole lineup playing 95%. He may just have to simplify a little bit today.
John Epping has hooked himself up first year with a young team out of Northern Ontario, but maybe it's time for John to stop being the gambler.
Well, you got to know when to fold him if you're John Epping.
I do. I'm here to set you up. You know that.
Another assist by Vic Rutter. John's 73% in his 2 wins. That's horrible, and it's not going to get done against Brad Gushue and Team Canada. And it's all because John, he's got this great team in front of him, but he just continues to wait too long to bail out. Once in a while, he's going to get himself into trouble. He has to bail out sooner, or he's not going to win this game.
Never count your money when you're sitting at the table. When we come back to Kelowna.
John's had a great year this year, and the addition of the Horgan guys on his team, I think, has given him some new life, some new energy, and we're going to be keeping a close eye on them, and they've been playing tough, they've been playing well, and certainly expect them to be around at the end of the week.
He's one of the best ever to play our game, and especially when it gets to a Brier. I think there's something that the Brier brings out in him and his team, and it's going to be extremely difficult, but we're up for the challenge.
The 2025 Montana's Brier is presented by Montana's Barbecue and Bar, proudly Canada's home for barbecue since 1995. By PointsBet, the official sportsbook and casino partner of Curling Canada. By New Holland, proud sponsor of Curling Canada. And by BKT Tires, growing together.
Featuring teams from Pool A this afternoon. The only team not playing, Newfoundland Labrador's Ty Diahilelo at 0-2. Kathy, who else is playing?
Well, it's early in the week, but already Matt Dunstone is one of those teams that is putting an exclamation point beside his name, playing very well They'll take on the local team. Cam Dion from BC, who has played great in the second 5, will need to start earlier. Reed Carruthers thumped Newfoundland and Labrador yesterday, and I'm not sure how much they got out of the ice, but it is a tough matchup against Kevin Cooey from Alberta, still looking for his first win. And finally, James Grattan from New Brunswick lost in an extra end the first game, but then had the bye, is anxious to get back. He'll take on Nunavut and Shane Latimer.
And it's time to meet the teams in our featured game, brought to you by Home Hardware. Here's how. They are the reigning Canadian champions, and they hail from the Remax Centre. St. John's Curling Club, skipped by Brad Gushue and backed up by Jeff Walker, Brendan Botcher, and Mark Nichols. The Northern Ontario champions are from the Northern Credit Union Curling Club in Sudbury, Ontario, skipped by John Epping, with Ian McMillan, Tanner Horgan, and Jacob Horgan. Team Canada will play the red, Northern Ontario the yellow. Look at that, 5 centimeters. That's all that decided who had last rock, and by that little bit, Team Canada will have the hand playing this first end. And so to get us going on this Sunday afternoon, the Northern Ontario lead is Ian McMillan.
How's that for a wake-up call for Northern Ontario? You put it on the pin twice, and you do not have hammer.
Heavy. Your broom's up.
That's the beauty of triangulation now. When a rock covers the pin, you don't just call it a 0. They measure from the edge of the back of the forefoot and the side of the forefoot on the tee line, and then they can calculate exactly how many centimeters from the pin the rock is. So Canada pin was more on the pin than Northern Ontario. Just wild.
Back on sheet A here, that's A and D seem to frost up a hair quicker than 2 middle sheets.
Weight's good.
Usually more so at night than during the afternoon here.
Weight's good. Weight's good. Whoa, that'll work.
And if you still are an inches person, that's about 2 inches.
Go ahead, Mark.
That's the difference.
Go ahead.
2 inches.
Better. Keep going.
On 2 shots.
Keep going. Go ahead. Keep going. Hard you can go. Hard you can go.
A little bit more curl this morning than ever, which is outstanding.
Good.
All right, keys to the game now. We'll start with Northern Ontario.
Well, Bale early, we kind of touched on it in our opening there. John, he's known for that hero shot, but you can't. Some of the hero shots against Gushue might be unmakeable, so he has to make sure he leaves himself a little bit of room and push Gushue to a new spot. They're so good, all 4 of these guys. The new lineup with Mark brushing. The only way Brad Gushue is going to miss a shot if he doesn't know where to put the broom.
Top 4. Close.
Top 8. Small bounce.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. No
bounce.
Whoa.
No. Top 8.
Gotta go bit. Okay. No, it slid pretty well here. It slid pretty well here for them. Yeah, well done, Ian.
And now the keys for the defending champions, Team Canada.
They'll want to take the information they got yesterday and read the speed. They had a few hits that just didn't work out the way they wanted to because the speed was not appropriate for the path that they were in. And beware of that hero shot. As Russ mentioned, John Epping loves to play it. May not always make it, but he will make some. So they have to make sure they don't leave him a big shot for a big score.
Keys to the game are brought to you by Scotty's Facial Tissue. Unleash the Scotties. Brendan Botcher, Nichols out in front.
Hard. Keep going. Keep going. 1 rock. Hard. Okay.
Now I heard somebody say, Russ, 1 rock.
I think what they meant there, I think it was Brendan, I think what they were saying to Brad, we're going to bump it 1 rock, which was dead on. Just a great judgment. I think that's what they were talking about.
So just that little bit of separation then, Joe?
Yeah, just being really precise with how much they were going to tap, and that helps the line caller. If they weren't quite on the nose of that, Brad would have needed to know. Just you would have not swept as much if the line wasn't there.
Heavy. That line only.
Looks heavy.
Yep.
Top 4.
Top 4.
8.
Coming down. I think it's going to come down.
Wait's not bad.
Start.
Whoa.
So this is the big switch for this team with Tanner Horgan going to the second position to take advantage of his brushing ability.
Broom's up. It's pretty.
Heard John Epping talking in an interview saying it seems like Tanner does enjoy a little bit having some of that pressure off. I mean, he skipped for so much of his career that He's really embraced that role now.
Okay, third appearance for him.
Clean. Yep. Yep.
Brendan Botcher. And he'll peel the top one.
Throw a guard.
Now familiar, of course.
31 knows
We play
it.
the 5-rock rule. 10 ends. You have to play a minimum of 8 in round robin. 38 minutes, 1 60-second timeout.
All guard.
And the no-tick rule, you put your guard on that center line and you can't remove it until the 5th stone's been played.
Just a series of beautiful freezes here. You knew that spot was warmed up and they can drag it so far, but to get the line right when there's 6 feet of curls is pretty special. As you say, Joe, you know, in 3rd rock down, 4th rock down, it could get that little straighter.
Yeah, and I mean, these teams are all going to school every single game, so they've done a really good job of anticipating what will happen.
Ian! Hard, Ian! You gotta go! You gotta go! Good.
Shut. Tree peel. Hard. Get it off the line. Hard. Stay off the line. You're good. Good.
Well, that's not necessarily a great number for them. Granted, it's only 2 games in.
Right on the
but
nose.
that kind of conversion rate, you need a lot more.
Normal.
They were 46% in last year's championship.
Okay.
And that conversion rate, so scoring 2 or more with the hammer, teams typically want to aim for 45 to 55%-ish.
You made a career of the ish, didn't you? Just oh, good. We played ish.
Normal down.
Hard.
Normal down.
Whoa. Yep.
Yep.
Whoa. Good shot, Jake.
Good.
Wow.
Really nice.
Good feet.
Both these teams came to play. To save the red one, you've got to hit it on the right-hand side. Left hand as we look at it here.
You think you can kill that by sticking around? I don't know. I doubt it, but
stick, can you?
probably not.
Let's
make sure we kill these 2. This is probably just going to go back there. Nice and hard. Thick half.
Is
How much?
Half.
Half. Thick half.
Thick half.
he almost knew, Gushue. Didn't he have to know as long as he's playing, ripping those guards, that guard, eventually this was going to be the situation, right?
Yes.
Is he upset by this situation now, or is this give him a chance to get out?
I guess upset's probably the right word, because I think Team Northern Ontario made it a little bit better than Gushue was hoping, so the angles aren't great for Gushue.
Okay. Good shot.
Well, that opens up things, certainly.
Good shot. That's all you were going to get there.
Yeah, I don't think you're getting much better.
That's a good shot.
I guess I'm thinking to myself, if you would have not have ripped that guard, you know, go back 2 shots, you don't rip the guard, maybe you try to come around everything if you're Gushue.
Yeah, I think Gushue might have thought that they were going to guard maybe once more, because I heard them say, oh, it's too early to be playing in the rings, like that, them being Northern Ontario, and might have seen Gushue play that draw on the thirds first.
Yeah, it would have been very tempting. They knew the speed there.
I mean, kind of, you have to tip your cap to your opponent. Jake made a really nice hit in the way that he rolled slightly to the inside with his shooter, just rearranged the angles. And then Canada still has an opportunity to blank. These rocks will be grouped.
Okay.
You know, we were talking with John Epping prior to the game, and Jacob Horgan he's just 24, Kathy. I mean, he's growing into this position.
Well, and last night when I watched the game, it was Jacob that was struggling a little bit. John was counting on a lot of runbacks to change things. And one of the things that John says is, you'll hear me often say to him, just the right amount of peel weight. The tendency for Jacob is to overthrow things. That comes from his successful junior career. And that's where the team has got caught. So to have a precision shot or a control shot is a really good sign.
Yes! Yes! Hard, Jeff! Hard!
Jeff Walker. Yes. Think of where we were 3 stones ago.
Okay.
That's right. What was it? Four frozen with a guard. Blank.
Oh, shot. There's probably something
Just about left that in the paint. Yeah, those overthrows with peels, it's hard sometimes. We watched the great Mark Nichols last night.
I like those peels.
Mark
there wasn't much else we could do.
Whipped one. I don't think I've ever seen him throw it so hard. He had to be 6 inches wide, missed it completely. The next shot, he brought the speed back to his normal peel weight, made a triple.
Tanner. Curl.
It's good.
Whoa, whoa, Tanner. Curl. Whoa, straight. Curl. Whoa.
Shot. Oh boy.
Sean Epping says the team has really bought into his idea. He made it clear to them, though, Kathy, that he was not here to fool around. Because he's been there. He's too old just to be a middle-of-the-road team.
No, he was very, very clear with the team that if they were going to play, that they were going to play a lot and they were going to play to win. And I know a lot of teams probably say that, but he was very firm that this isn't about competing on the tour. This is about getting to the Brier, showing up here, and being a strong team.
And they are now the number 5 team in the country, playing the number 4 team in the country in Team Canada.
Whoa! Good weight. Whoa! Clean. 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 Yep. Yep. Hard. 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 Hard, Jeff. Hard, Jeff. Hard. 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 Roll. Yep. Okay. Good. Good weight.
So, prior to this all starting, we said this was the deepest pool, the strongest pool. So opening with a couple of wins, now with Epping, and then you got Carruthers, who's looked sharp. Got Cooey, he's off to a struggling start. And then Dunstone at the bottom. That will be the last one in round robin. Remembering, of course, the top 3 will advance.
Clean.
Keep a broom down here.
What? Whoa, whoa. Girl.
Smart to keep the weight up here for Team Northern Ontario.
Shot, John. Good boy. Yeah.
And I'm sure you look at your schedule and wins over Grattan and Cooey last night. Now got Gushue. Look at this. Bang, Dunstone, then DeYoung and Carruthers. And you close out against Newfoundland Labrador and Nunavut.
I know. People keep
Did
telling me
you
I look funny and green.
spend much time looking at your schedule?
No,
that's good.
it's
Sweep it with
the
that
old
ice.
adage, just one game at a time, and you can't sleep on anyone in this
3/4
field.
high,
And
so-
especially, even if you're playing a team, maybe at the end of the week, they've got some teams that on paper should be, the team still wants to be performing well and peaking towards the end of that week.
Clean. Whoa. Yep. Clean. Go ahead. Clean. 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 Good.
Remarkable. Didn't think it was possible. But a blank on the board here in the first in Kelowna.
6-9.
Ian McMillan throws the lead stones. The native of Dryden, Ontario, now makes his home in Winnipeg. Welcome back on this Sunday afternoon. Day 3 coverage. Montana's Brier from Kelowna. All the teams on the ice from Kool-Aid.
Well done, you.
Team Canada against Northern Ontario is our feature. And once again, it is Brad Gushue, the defending champion with Last Rock, has the hammer, playing the red stone.
A little light on that.
Top 12.
I think you'll get it there, though. Second one down.
Top 12.
Go ahead. Line's
We're
good.
close.
Heavy clean. Line's good.
Whoa. Whoa, line. Weight's good.
Whoa, if you can.
Weight's
Mark.
good. Whoa, line always
Whoa,
mark.
only
Needs
mark.
curl.
We're just to it.
Needs curl.
Whoa.
Can't bounce on
Yep,
this
yep,
line.
yep,
It's not
yep, yep.
bouncing.
Whoa,
Can't
whoa,
bounce.
whoa, whoa, whoa.
Okay,
Good
shot.
judge, guys. Well done. Yep.
You often hear us talk about the Canadian team ranking system. These points are based on your success in different bonspiels. And so Matt Dunstone comes in as the number 1 ranked team. Brad Jacobs, Mike McEwen. You see Gushue now number 4. John Epping has come from down around 18 or 19 to start the season. But they played a lot, and they played a lot for a number of reasons. One of them was to build up points to get themselves up into contention for, say, a pre-trials spot. But also, Kathy, it was just because the team was so new and they had to get to know each other.
And it's interesting, their approach. He said, we're going to play a lot because we need the points to even be considered, as you said, for the pre-trials. But the other thing was to get used to each other. So for the first 4 spiels, he said they didn't care about technical. It was just about learning who they are, how they throw, what they do. And as the season has moved on, they've started to work on technical, but not about throwing the same. It's pretty hard to replicate John Epping's delivery, but it is about understanding where their rocks will go. But a lot of it, as you say, Vic, is just to get points to try to qualify for the big shows.
It's interesting talking to John about the choice in their schedule, because he himself will say, we didn't play a lot of kind of Tier 1 events. We played a lot of Tier 2s, even some Tier 3 type events. But they also did pick and choose. They turned down going to that Tier 2 Grand Slam because it didn't fit into their schedule. And he said, we probably weren't ready for it yet. We'd rather go to an event, play deep, get the extra games, push ourselves to be precise there, and then be ready for the higher tier events later in the season. And they were in a Grand Slam in January.
And I think that it also speaks to him understanding the younger folks underneath him, if you will. He said we wanted to play some lower tier events that we would be the top seed and get some confidence. And in winning those, you do build that.
No, they won 8 of his events. They qualified in 8 of 11, and they've had a good, solid season. When you jump from 18-19 up to 5, that's a good year.
John's always played a lot. 13 spiels. He actually played 4 more mixed doubles events. And he's just on the ice constantly.
Weight's good. Whoa! Air bag. Yep.
Chance here to roll under the pile for Tanner Horgan.
Ran out of enthusiasm on the way down.
Just that inner line, hadn't seen it yet.
It must be.
Hammer what you can see in the yellow one.
That was my first thought. Hey, you throw the same weight here.
See a
The other
very,
option is just to blast this.
yeah, that's what the
That was the other thing. I don't hate the draw.
They're actually touching, so it's not going to go very far. Let's go there.
Foot or 2 less?
Just in front of T. I think he gave us 2 feet less.
Once they're frozen, even these running bands, these are the liveliest running bands you can curl with. If they're frozen, it's still not going to jump very far. So they elected to go with the draw. Out really wide here, but there shouldn't be frost at this point.
Top 8.
Oh, and the way it finishes, I think he can probably get buried under the rock top 8.
Weight's good. We're there. Easy, easy, easy. Line's good. Weight's good. I think we're there. Line's good. Just T-line, we're there. Line only.
No, it's good.
Line only. Just bite the T. Line's good.
Nope. It's going to come down, Jeff. Watch it.
Well, get it past. Make sure it's past.
It is.
We're going past.
Oh, good.
Oh, just a little rub and roll.
That's nice curling.
Have to hit it on the nose.
So this is the current lineup for Gushue since Botcher joined the team. 37 games. There's their record. They were 0-5 their last 5 games. They snapped that streak here. But you just get an idea the number of games that they played. 82 for Epping with his team. So, I mean, you've got 2 teams really that are works in progress, and Gushue says as much.
Yep. Hard.
Lean on it.
Hard.
Jacob Horgan rattles around, separates things.
Good.
Team Canada sitting 1 and 2.
Pretty good though for Epping. It's a very simple double if he gets the chance.
Enough rocks around to maybe get out of it.
Good.
Yeah, good. Oh, sweet.
We kept enough rocks around to maybe take a couple doubles. Seeing this curling.
Little slow here.
Yep. Maybe a bit. I don't think it'd be too bad. You should get curl, yeah. I think it's a little slower, Mark, and it's going to curl. Easy board.
Weight's good.
Little quiet.
Corner guard's in the way. They can't go from the outside in. So first look at inside out on a tap weight. It's going sideways.
Gotta go.
Really hard.
Look out, here it comes in a hurry. It's getting there. Great save. And couldn't hold the shooter.
Boy, that was gobbled up there.
Square.
Heel.
Yeah, I like that. Yeah, it's not
Stay hair high.
All right, let's start our updates with BC against Manitoba and the #1 team in the country, Matt Dunstone.
Well, Matt has a chance for 3 after Cam DeYoung hit and rolled out on his first. Matt drew in and no real access to either of the stones. So Cam tried to play a draw and bury, but it is 3/4 open. And so looking for a soft weight tap for 3.
Whoa.
And that's his 5th of 6 conversions in the event so far at an 83% clip. 2 points or more when you have the hammer.
I think simple double here from Jacob Horgan, just based on the scouting report from Kathy. That's a fantastic start for him. If those runbacks were a bit of a struggle last night, he's really showed up today.
I think they probably talked about it last night. It wasn't that he was throwing bad, it's just overthrowing.
Middle of the rock. Could be out.
Yeah, arena surfaces are so much different than what you practice on.
And you're also, there's more adrenaline, so sometimes you feel like you're throwing normal weight and it's coming down the sheet like a peel.
Oh, got it.
Didn't you find too underfoot? Just the Hogline showed up in a big hurry on a draw.
Okay.
Tremendous curl here too. Almost 2 feet for Mark.
Curl. Get across the line. Get across the line. Curl.
Botcher trying to get it to the line, and that'll run it by everything.
Probably want to roll. Yeah, that way.
So Gushue accepting responsibility. Kathy?
Well, it was one of those shots that Cooey was able to bury and Reed had to chase, and that was why it was a force, but he managed to do that. That's the lead. And New Brunswick, all kinds of trouble. James made a double run on his first, faced 3 on his second, but did make the shot for the single.
It's close.
Little heavy. Little big.
Behind it, make it roll. Okay.
Sure. Yeah.
Roll behind it here.
Roll, probably looking for a 10.
Only top 8 too.
The back double kind of lines up. If you make it, Brad's going to be awfully close to rolling underneath that top yellow. It's the only way you're ever going to score 2.
Yeah, still a pretty nice situation for Northern Ontario. Even if he makes the double rolls under, it's a very short run back.
Half buried or so? Yeah.
So this was a change, recent change for Team Canada, if you're just joining us. That Botcher would go into the house and hold the brush for Gushue, and Mark Nichols would go to sweeping.
I thought they'd do that day one when they made the change, when they picked up Botcher, in my opinion.
Oh, he gets one at the back and just peeks out now on that intern side.
Good throw, really good. Yeah, it just makes so much sense. Botcher's so good in the house to begin with, and Mark's one of the best brushers in our country. Couldn't have rolled that any better. Like you probably didn't want it perfectly buried in case the run back is successful perfectly, and then you're drawn.
Roll it on, like roll my shooter on. Okay.
Well, lots of pressure here on Mr. Cooey again. Remembering now, he went 2-6 a year ago, did Kevin, and now he starts this one with 2 straight losses.
Well, he was facing a couple on his first. He played a hit and roll underneath, but about half exposed, and Reed Carruthers successful in removing it. That is why he lies 3. So for Kevin, this is a draw to the 4-foot. He did make a very good one in the first to the 4-foot, and that's why it was the force.
Line's good.
He's 59% on his draws so far.
Play the weight.
in those first two games.
Clean.
Get a little tight.
Yes.
Get a little tight.
Yes.
Whoa. Whoa then.
Yeah, lovely. There you go. That's how you respond. 4-time champion.
John just overcurled that run back. It was an awfully nice opportunity for Northern Ontario to force Gushue here, but now it's a blank.
Yes, it's high.
Clean. Yep. Clean. Very good.
Back to back. Another blank goes on the board. Here in Kelowna and the Montana's Brier. Ian McMillan. The lead for Northern Ontario, John Epping from the Northern Credit Union Curling Club. Played with Jason Gunlickson at one point in time. Jason's in 18, losing a wild card game to try and qualify for the field that year. As we welcome you back on this Sunday afternoon to Kelowna. Day 3 coverage of the Montana's Brier. And our feature is Team Canada, Brad Gushue against Northern Ontario. We blanked the first 2. And so once again here in 3, it is Gushue with last rock. He has the hammer, playing the Redstones.
Weight's good.
I like the light clean.
Weight's good. Top 12.
Line's good.
Nifty escape for Brad Gushue there with the double and rolled underneath and forced John to make the run back. John made the run back but couldn't save both rocks, and that allowed the blank.
Whoa. Whoa, no bounce at all. Good shot. Well done.
Good shot, Jeff.
Release it, or little release.
Just
1-0. You said James Grattan made a great shot in the first to get out of trouble, and now it's the team from Iqaluit, skipped by Shane Latimer.
And lots of trouble facing 4 on his first. He was trying to go through a port to get to shot stone and double tick the guards. And James capped it off, trying to run this back.
Oh,
wow, that worked out.
For a single.
Perfect.
They're light, hard, gonna go.
Latimer from London, Ontario.
Really hard.
Went 1-7 a year ago skipping the team from Iqaluit.
Try and miss the
Let's try and miss this.
This crowd is awesome. Cheering for all the shots.
It's so true.
You ever try to hit that with board and roll over? Okay, I'm good with this. Just around ours, top 4. It's good speed.
I figure the speed hasn't changed yet out wide.
Brandon? I think we're there. I think we're there right now. Line only.
Whoa.
It's good. Top 8 on its own. Whoa.
Line's good.
It's close. Top 8.
Need a piece of the forefoot here.
Yeah, we're there. Room. Jets in. Switch, guys. Right here. I think we're there.
No, it's good. Just there.
We're there.
Watch this curl now.
Waiting button. Go ahead. Go. Good.
Another foot of speed, you'd be touching the center line.
Kathy, Brendan Botcher was saying it's still a little bit of a work in progress for him and Gushue.
Well, it is, and they're learning each other as they go. He said he knows that what he wanted as a skip was somebody to maybe pitch if he was missing something, but nothing else. And so he's trying to do that with Brad and not get in his way. He said at the end of the day, what you want on the final weekend is a leader that has complete confidence, and he feels that if he's always suggesting other things, that's not the way for Brad Gushue to get that.
That's good.
Well, even yesterday there was one situation, if you remember, he presented something and Gushue said, no, Brendan, I appreciate your idea. I'm going to do this. So he very diplomatically said no. And Botcher said, you're never going to be insulted by it. That's just the way it is. He would expect the same thing if he was skipping.
That's good.
I like this. To be honest, it would kind of be nice if we could get it over.
That's the advantage, I think, with Botcher is he knows how to be treated from being a skip.
Yeah, especially for someone stepping into this role with virtually no in-game experience. I mean, this is the biggest event of the year for this team, and you don't have a lot of room for error. You just, like he said, stay out of the way, and I think that's the best way to approach it.
skips, Kathy, have to be treated a little bit different, like carried up the stairs. And
Yeah.
You're just a different
Joe
type
and I
out there,
do that
you know?
We thought it was your age.
Curl, 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 curl. Keep going, keep going, keep going.
Well, the ice has been somewhat of an issue late in the draws. Greg Osko is the chief ice technician. It's really about a lot of hot air. Kathy?
There's a segue. Well, I came in this morning at about 7 o'clock, and Greg and Dave Merklinger were looking at the roof. So I went down to see if I was missing something. And what they've called for, and an hour and 20 minutes away they are right now, are 4 dehumidification systems. He called in a favor from the NHL in Vancouver, and they are on the way out. And in between this afternoon's draw and tonight, they're going to install the 4 that will suck out any of the moisture in this building, and that's created some frost. And with rain in the forecast, it would create more, and vent some new air into the building that is dry. And without the frost, he feels the ice will be terrific.
So does that mean you need a seatbelt? Do we have to put a seatbelt on? Just
It won't be as violent as sucking out the air.
Well, that's wonderful news, because that's really been the only puzzle piece here, is just which path are you in, and if it sat for a while, it seemed to slow down with that little bit of frost as the game progressed. So I'm sure the curlers will be pumped about that.
Get that low or not?
And, you know, to your point, Brad wants the ice to be perfect so he can make his, as you say, Brier Brad kind of shots. But then and again, you know what? That old adage, right, Joe? The ice is the same for everybody.
Yeah.
So you play what you got.
Oh, exactly. It's just once you get a few games into a championship like this, you can find the trends and be able to make the guess. We saw it in Thunder Bay too. Sure, the conditions were a little straighter, but as the week went on, the teams got to know what shots are there, what aren't, and we saw the play elevated throughout the week.
did it ever?
A little bit of trouble here for Team Canada.
Did it ever?
Nothing close to the 4-foot, but there's not an easy way in there to try to get a multiple here.
Trying to get Mark to open up the left side here with a potential triple.
Whoa! Clean! Yep!
Good shot. Get over there.
Good shot. Good.
That helps.
It certainly does.
Shot.
Good spot. Good. That's great. I know, but...
Got it over just far enough.
Like that? Yeah.
Yep.
That in-turn pass to the button is now there.
John can hit the red one, obviously, but then he's probably going to roll away. This is a much smarter call. Just soft weight, half the yellow. The red goes across the top of that back one, and he has a whole bunch of yellow out front. If this is soft enough.
It'll all be in that control zone, kind of in front of the 4-foot, near the center line.
Tougher the 2 shots, but better result.
Weight's good. A little bit solid. Curl!
You're close, I think.
Good.
Look at this. Without last rock, Northern Ontario piling them in.
They've answered every question so far. Those are
Hit the
lined
shot
up
rock
too.
for now, don't you? And then if they play the ball,
Yeah, if they hadn't
makes
lined
you wide
up, you would have maybe seen Team Canada come around to the back of the house.
Yeah.
Try to get one lost, but anything will go straight on to whatever they used to come around.
So you think I was a little light last end?
You were, yeah.
Yep. Just feels flat here.
That's very common. Every single rock, every single slider goes through that spot.
A little early in the game, though, for it to feel. Sometimes that can happen, kind of ends 8 or 9, but
Very early.
Whoa,
usually, sometimes the ice maker will sprinkle a bit of pebble there in the 5th, then break.
Whoa, clean. Clean, yep. Whoa. Yep, keep going.
Again, you get it a little bit. Are they lined up? Gets it underneath, and they are the shot rock for the moment, Team Canada.
I just needed to sweep the roll more.
They're close enough. They can drag this over a little bit.
Yeah. Good shot. Oh.
Yeah, you're sort of caught, though, aren't you, Joe? I mean, you heard Jeff Walker said if we sweep it a little more, but then it would have been right in the hole, wouldn't it?
Yeah. I mean, they could have maybe rolled it another rock or two to try to be partially under the corner guard, but then they wouldn't have been sitting. They would have been sitting fourth shot. So
A little bit more patience.
The center line, way over.
Okay.
Just a little on the center line side of center. Drag that back yellow a wee bit to have it stay.
Whoa, clean.
Yep. Whoa.
Whoa, clean. Whoa,
Curl.
curl.
Whoa.
Whoa, straight, straight, straight.
McMillan, here we go. 1-2, bang. Oh, and the catcher at the back. They are sitting 4, however.
Wanted that yellow to kick down. But
Yeah, I think it's probably this way.
over the top, absolutely, yeah.
I think
the
it's there
triple
that
might
way.
be there.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Thin third,
I'm
quarter.
thinking a quarter.
Sure.
I'm seeing a quarter.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
This way.
Turn peel.
The double.
It's pretty thin.
You ever make
double,
it, you're
hopefully make a triple.
Do you ever clip it?
in a pretty good spot.
Close.
Okay.
It's gonna be in the neighborhood. You like that ice for quarter rocks? Yeah, that's looks really close.
Brad Gushue
Yep, yep.
and his Hurst trying to bail Team Canada
Jeff.
out of some trouble here in the third. Walker, Nichols
Hard.
trying to get 3. And he'll go across the top, get rid of 2. And it still leaves Northern Ontario sitting 1-2 without last rock.
Yeah.
But
Did he spin on?
that's in. There's a very simple double.
A little soft on the release.
Across. Or I guess.
See, there's just a little extended.
Hit about an inch and a half more than Brad wanted there.
Yeah, I just heard him say a little soft on release, so didn't quite keep the rock straight out of his hand and caught a little extra curl.
I would even them up.
Even them up.
It always looks like it's out from the camera, but the camera's dead over the pin or over that center line, so you're kind of looking from a 6-foot angle. You're actually looking underneath it a bit. There's a very good chance that's in.
Okay.
What if I give you want me to give you 2 more feet, then the draw of the button, 3 more feet, then the draw of the button?
Yeah.
I love that.
All of a sudden, with an extremely well played end, if Epping ever makes a mistake here, it could be a double for 3.
First time we've really seen any draw to the wing here.
Keep a broom down.
Line's good. Line's good. Top button.
Curl if you can. It's all
Trying
right.
to even them up.
Yep, curl here.
It's a little heavy.
Curl, just curl though. Okay. Good. It's good. Good job, guys. Yep.
It's
Forward. Yeah.
It's funny. I mean, it's not just John Epping at this point in time. But here he's thrown the stone. He thinks it's a good one, but he's never quite sure. He's looking at the house going, is it in the right spot? Have I left him something?
Nose is good.
Oh, it's perfect spot. All they have is the nose for that force.
Played well so
I
far.
would have said he'd time
tell if
closer to
nose
the
gets it or not. It probably does.
John say curl if you can. He was trying to get about 4 more inches of curl, and then Brad can't hit this dead on.
Clean.
Good weight. Board. Easy.
Clean.
10.5.
Easy. Whoa.
Clean.
Clean.
Clean. Don't lift. We're close.
Clean.
Clean.
Curl. Clean.
Clean. Just clean.
Clean. Clean. Whoa. Whoa.
It's good.
Good shot.
Very nice.
Shot.
Just a soft,
10-7.
soft, quiet takeout for the single. Gushue is forced here in the third.
So far, everybody seems relatively calm, and I think that's kind of the reason we've had some success this year, is we haven't really been overwhelmed too much, and I think everybody seems pretty relaxed this week.
Wearing green for me, it's something I never imagined, but After last year's experience in Regina, I'm fully committed to Saskatchewan. It's one of the best experiences of my career. Just love where I am right now.
Well, it's the veteran, McEwen, against the rookie, Moybrook. Tonight, when we join you at 9:30 Eastern, both teams undefeated, 2 straight wins. We'll see how calm Sam can be as he goes against Mike. We'll feature teams from Pool B. On this third day of coverage, the Montana's Brier from Kelowna. So Team Canada forced to the single. First time in the game now that Northern Ontario and John Epping from the Northern Credit Union Community Center have the last draw, playing the Yellowstones.
This will be interesting how John plays this end, because you know he wants to really push Team Canada, put some rocks in play. He was tempted by the hero shot. I'm curious to see if he plays this conservative or just goes after them like he always loves to.
He's pushed Gushue already in this game. Mark had to make a good one that end, and Brad's played very well just to get the 1-point lead.
Sorry, Brendan.
I don't hate the hit because I think the angles will be good. I don't hate either.
Okay.
Yep.
Board.
Maybe a hair
Solid
more weight.
board.
Yeah.
Solid board.
Yeah.
I wouldn't call this bailing as I suggested, but I think it's a more of a defensive call than he might have played. He might have frozen another one in there, and then all of a sudden it's just a pile of granite sitting in the 4-foot. I like this call. The red's available on the out-turn side. Try to roll this behind the corner. You threw the corner for a reason.
Yep.
Yep.
Yep. Yep. More weight. It's good speed down here.
Whoa. Weight's good.
Whoa.
Weight's good.
Curl. Curl.
Curl.
Yep. Curl.
Hard mark.
Curl. You're getting close. Curl. Curl. Okay.
I thought it was interesting, Catherine. We were talking with Brendan Botcher about, being replaced, and I said, "Does it still sting?" And he says, "No." He says, "Getting dumped by your team sucks," as he said. He'd hate being rejected, but he's gotten that opportunity, a couple of opportunities now, right, this year that he wouldn't have gotten normally.
No, and he was very open about it, that it, as you say, it really stung. But he said, when would you ever expect to be able to play mixed doubles with Rachel Homan and then play men's with Brad Gushue? Obviously, when it happened, he never envisioned that those 2 opportunities would come his way. But he is very grateful for this year, and so that is a perspective, and that is what makes Brendan such a positive asset on a team.
You think about the opportunity to just grow and develop as a player. I mean, someone who skips their whole life, you don't get to see the other angles of the game, and I would doubt he would have played as much mixed doubles if he'd stayed on his previous team. And so he was able to take that opportunity. And he told me that he actually missed a few team training weekends because he honored that commitment when joining Team Gushue. So that can delay the clicking part that we're all waiting to see as well.
I think it also makes you reflect on how much you really love this game and whether you want to play. And he realized that he absolutely did.
I got a small third.
Okay. You want to hit all of a third to get it on anywhere on top.
I'm seeing the tap freeze.
These guys like the tap freeze.
You like tap freeze?
Yeah.
Okay.
Even if you just miss it, you got another one that's out counting that side.
Even a little low.
I like this.
Good call by Walker here.
That run.
Yeah, I agree.
That thin double around the corner is really dicey.
T-line.
We haven't seen it for one.
It feels like 15 here.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Yeah, and they've seen this draw line.
Anything.
15, that's nice and quick speed. Lots of curl.
Just a hair inside draw to the button path. Good call by Jeff Walker. Takes 4 people nowadays. So a complex situation.
Well, everybody's engaged, right, Joe?
Top 12.
You have to be.
All right, then. Hard fly.
Yeah, exactly. Just to manage everything, and you need to get as much as possible out of every single shot.
Top 4. Hard, guys. Top 8. Looks hard. Looks a little bumps.
All over the guard.
Whoa. 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 Leave it. Leave it. Leave it. Leave it. Leave it. Sit. Okay. No weight to it. It's light. Little wide.
Try and make this off the
Yeah, you're
backside.
going to have to hit the left red onto the right red, and the yellow comes into the rings probably a little to the right of that red rock. I'm not sure it can make contact on the red one in the rings. Close.
Half's close.
Nice opportunity here to simplify the end for the skipper.
Whoa, whoa, close. Yeah,
yeah.
Yep.
Good.
Good. Hi, boy.
Little too thick.
Now you got to play that.
The World Wheelchair Curling Championships being played in Stirling, Scotland, and Canada split their games. A loss to Norway and a win over Japan, so their record is now 2-1.
Yeah.
A little unlucky in that double roll in. It's kind of guarded the rock they have to get at for Northern Ontario.
It's good.
Solid hack.
This over curl for Mark Nichols last time, 2 ends ago.
Solid hack.
Curl. Curl, Brendan. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. Whoa and roll. Whoa. Spin up. Spin up.
Shot.
Good call.
Pretty good. Man, you hit that an inch thicker. Yeah. It's so good.
Oh, you want the double. You can just shoot it over the top and get the double and sit 3.
8.
Jeff say just an inch more roll of that splitting center instead of off the center, then it jams on the rock back button and it's perfect. This still has to be made though.
Oh, for sure.
Like
This is no gimme.
I think good things happen.
You could leave a red in the forefoot very, very easily here. Last one tracked on them. They were brushing it early and it was hit about an inch thicker than they liked.
Jacob Horgan studies business at Humber College in Toronto, and he plays for their college curling team. They won the silver medal this year in the Canadian Championships. And he gets everything going and will sit down. Look at that. It appears they are sitting just the one from overhead.
It's pretty good. Not as much consolation.
Yeah, if they throw that any harder,
Got caught up in
well, they would have spilled their shooter. Might have spilled everything with a little more weight. That's one lonely red back there.
They had that made. Take a look at just before that rock, that area there, right in there. It's all white. The frost is, that's what slowed that down. That goes a half an inch farther. Epping sitting 3 with hammer. You can see it there. It just died in the snow. Bad break there. At least you can sit 2 now. There's a great angle.
Well, you'll be happy to know that the humidification systems have arrived.
Looks like a lot of ice for the roll.
So you'll be up on the roof
I'll
shortly.
be putting them in shortly, so
A little less.
update yourself.
I can't watch more than one game, Kathy. I'm new. I think right on the nose. Russ?
Yeah, well, you probably can't roll anywhere else, can you?
Yeah. So you know Epping will take on a double if you leave him a whiff at it.
Whoa! Whoa! Curl! Clean! Whoa! Clean! Clean! Yeah! Hard! Yeah!
Hard! You gotta go
hard!
Nichols.
Whoa! Roll it!
Yep,
Roll
yep,
it!
fully,
Roll
go,
it!
fully. That's good. Good shot.
They were trying to roll over and get some separation. Beautiful shot.
Hard! Yeah!
Hard! You gotta go
hard! Hard! Whoa! Roll it!
Yep,
farther and it'd be totally flat.
And in fairness, you couldn't roll out there either.
Just that's Brad searching for perfection always,
isn't it?
right?
Oh, true.
What's he left here?
I don't really see a double. That looks pretty flat to me. Very separated.
They're going to try a setup shot, I think, here, Joe, to play the freeze. Hope that Brad makes a mistake on jamming out the freeze. Then he can go after that back red.
There's no way we can even just roll it over there and
then he
force
knows
him to leave us a double?
Then he knows this. I'm going to roll lower than his.
Oh, okay.
This is a very similar path to last time, right?
Yeah.
And you went top 4.
Yeah. You like that ice or is that too much?
Doesn't look like enough.
Close. Might be a hair much, but.
Give me a hair less.
Interesting.
Hair less. Edge.
Yeah, only 4.5 feet.
Yeah, going to the button, they're out almost half of the 12-foot. A little straighter through the middle.
Maybe John be a little creative on his release here, maybe.
Well, the other side, too, when you've got two incredible sweepers, you're never going to be heavy. So you know that you want to leave them able to sweep it, not waiting on line.
Tanner Horgan, right. Ian McMillan left.
Tanner! Close! Straight!
It's a little tap. No. Straight.
Very nice. Wow.
Good.
Oh, that's nice curling, boy. They've come to play, this team.
Pretty good.
Yeah, there's very few mistakes.
Pretty good. That's dangerous.
That's what I'm seeing.
I know it's just dangerous though if we ever get queued up square, goes this way, we almost got to get it a little that way. He plays that for 2.
Yep.
The other option
You
is
can play off that one. There's no risk to this.
3-2, Dunstone leads BC.
And it has been a little bit of a momentum switch. You see the 2 on the board for BC. Matt was hitting to lie 3, and there was a burnt stone, and that allowed BC to remove it and draw for the 2. And since that, there's been more pressure on Matt facing 2.
BC just can't get started.
Just a slow start, and when you see that 3 go on the board, it's like a collective breath of, oh boy, we're fighting again. But they did that through their provincial championship as well.
Cam DeYoung, the team from Victoria.
Thin double trying to bring the outside stones into play.
1, 2, and away it goes. And 2 they are. Look at that. 2 biters will go on the board.
Sorry.
Wow, credit to Matt taking that on.
True. No kidding.
Thanks.
Yeah, you're already winning. You didn't need to.
It's huge for momentum.
Right?
This is what? This is 4th shot?
Yeah. We're second and third.
Yeah. I mean, you do this.
It's 2. We could go anywhere and we could not throw or guard it and give them 2 if we wanted.
I know it's awful cute, but you could draw to the perfect spot here.
I think there's enough room there that
you can always roll in.
Yeah. Okay, I'm kind of seeing this, guys.
Okay, I'm in.
Just
back
bumping
line.
this. Yeah. Back line.
We got 14-5, 14-6 on that draw.
Yeah, I had 14-6.
Do you get that?
Yeah. 14-6.
Okay.
Kathy, good example of what we were talking with Brendan about. He presents, and when Brad makes the decision, I'm in. Let's go.
And I think that that's what he wants to be for Brad, is to give something if he sees it, but then he wants Brad to walk away from him feeling confident that there's 1 shot.
What's the speed compared to draw?
Just trying to get to the nose and tap, but keep their red in the back 12 in the neighborhood.
Yeah.
Outcount those top yellows in the top 12.
And not line the red, yellow, red up.
This is just, however, his first draw of the game.
Okay.
It's full pin in practice, so should have a good idea.
There.
Line go!
Get through! Whoa! Get through! Clean!
Whoa!
Weight's good!
Whoa!
Whoa! Weight's good! Back line!
Clean!
Back line!
Clean!
Back 12, coming down a little. Whoa! Clean!
Clean! Curl!
Curl!
6. Good shot. Good shot.
Pretty good.
Very nice. Eliminates a big score, and it's a tough shot for Epping. Tap it and get to 2.
Didn't leave him with
No, it's in. That's fine.
Corner
What do
guard's
you
not
think
in
of
the way.
like? You want like solid
I
hack?
thought
or
it might
you want-
be. I thought you'd have to play it across the face with the other turn.
Solid hack with the.
I think he's looking.
Solid hack. You got it.
Yeah.
If Brad Gushue had been that much on the other side, there might have been a triple for 4. Really good shot.
It's got to be board.
Okay.
Right?
Sounds good, yeah.
So-
Board weight.
You got to give me a little less. It's got to be board. Less. Yeah.
I think less than board, then the corner guard's in the way. There'd be that much curl. So it's forced John to throw a lot more weight than he'd like. So now if you high side it with weight, it's going to roll too far. It's going to be really precise.
Still adjusting the broom from the hack as we get ready for the final stone. Northern Ontario and John Epping
Weight's good. Solid board.
has a chance for a couple here.
Solid board.
Whoa.
Solid.
Yeah. Whoa.
Whoa, whoa.
McMillan.
Solid.
Yeah.
A little heavy.
Whoa. Curl. Whoa.
Oh. Squeeze it, sit. Oh, so well managed. Northern Ontario will put 2 on the board here in 4. Prospera Place celebrating 25 years. Next year they will host the Memorial Cup. This year it's the Montana's Brier. Day 3 coverage. Good one here on this Sunday afternoon. Team Canada once again with Last Rock. They have the hammer playing the Red Stones, but Brad Gushue finds himself down 2-1. Really impressed with that last shot of John Epping. Just the way they managed down the stone down the ice, Joe, and also with the young Jacob Horgan calling line.
Yeah, no panic ever on that shot. Everyone knew exactly what the speed was, really predicted that line well, and just lots of composure from the young 3 in front of John Epping.
Because of the corner guard, they had to throw a little more than they really wanted for that. So there's always an appropriate weight, and John had to throw more than he really wanted to, and still made it perfect.
Mark.
Whoa, whoa.
Sit. Good. Yeah, that's soft. Yeah. Try and keep them in line.
Do you like 8?
Just noticing
Or
Team
do you want
Canada with
harder?
these freezes, it seems like they're really
7.5.
begging them to curl. A lot
No, I
of them
was
have
thinking
very
lighter
close
if
weight, but they're
anything,
kind
but
of frozen
eight,
just to
yeah.
the edge, and they want to get closer to that half rock.
It's taking a hair too much ice, maybe. It's starting to
Seems like it.
calm down.
You see that it kind of big swing to start, things get worn in, so it straightens out a little bit, not quite as much finish, and then as the game progresses, once that frost starts to hang out on the edges, you see a bit more curl near the end.
Curling early.
Keep on.
Whoa. Okay.
What's the other rock I'm throwing?
8 and whatever
Yeah,
else
I'll
you
try
had.
7, I guess, first then.
Yeah, I'm throwing 1 too, Brad. Yeah.
Yeah. Board.
Shuffle the rocks around a bit.
Yeah, that's something for Brendan to get used to as well, is sometimes your rocks will switch based on what's going on in the game, and I had all of my little rhymes to remember what order I was. 38, feeling great. Whatever,
Minimum.
just did not throw the skips rocks by accident.
Clean. Yep. Hard.
That compared to any 2 will do.
Okay.
Exactly.
That's 10-6.
And we have some breaking news on this Sunday afternoon. Here they are, the arrival of the dehumidification units, soon to be installed in and around the building. And Kathy will be following the hoses.
I'm right behind the forklift.
There you go.
Well, there are 4 of them, so think about the power to, there's Greg making sure that they get in the right place. It will be a quick flip right after this draw to make sure that they're installed, and the big tubes that come out to pull the air out and bring the air in are ready for the next draw.
Thank you, Kathy, for that
Beep, beep,
update.
beep, beep, beep.
Yep. Takes me back to the first time I read a newscast, and I was Gardner West.
Oh, that was your name?
That was my name.
Your call name, yeah.
Gardner West. Yeah. That lasted one day.
Which is a street in Toronto.
Well, it is.
2 streets.
Yeah.
A little more weight. Clean. Half a second more. Hold in. Hold that hard. Curl. Clean.
And
Clean.
that night there was the biggest crash on the Gardner westbound, which was a. So.
Okay. Yeah, that's a 9-9. Okay.
You never, or I shouldn't say never, but rarely control a 3 this early in the end, but the rocks are in good spots for Gushue.
Yeah, just a miss on a run back for Northern Ontario. And
Yeah, the thick side, but half close.
they've got to try to get these rocks a little more grouped to get out of this.
Huge one here, because if you'd ever make the double, then your rock will be closer to that one that's left. You miss it, Gushue gets to split the rings.
All hit so far for Jacob Horgan, and this is where John was saying earlier, he has a tendency just to maybe overthrow it and coming across, and he'll lay it on the corner.
That might have been a bit overthrown too, Vic. You know, just hard enough not to take that little bit of curl. That was going to be a tough double one way or the other.
Yeah, throwing it hard helped in that situation,
Oh, yeah.
because if you make any kind of contact in the house, you've got a better chance at removing it. Might be the situation where when you're throwing kind of Mach 3, you just need to take way less ice.
You've seen this out turn.
Okay. Anything like a 10, Mark?
10?
Yeah. Give me 1 sec.
Do you like this turn?
I do, yeah, I do.
I threw it 2 ends ago.
Right on the nose?
Yeah. He wants a 10.
Okay.
Nice little roll, though, because Mark Nichols cannot do anything here to prevent an easy double.
Interesting. First game, 95%. 91 in number 2.
Off the line.
And today, 78 so far for Mark Nichols.
Whoa, curl. We're not touching it. Curl, go. Okay.
And now they are grouped.
Yeah, just the precision hitting for Mark Nichols today. He
Your weight
had
was good. It
a
was a
rollout
10.
early. That was kind of a stats killer. And that one they wanted to be on the nose and just a little bit of over curl.
Whatever's easier.
Yeah.
You're going to get one or the other here. Can you get all 3? If you hit half that with bullet weight, hit the back one thick, they spill, you might get enough of that top one. 2 go for sure. I'm surprised with this turn. This is interesting.
Little extra leg drive there.
Yes!
Gotta go.
Ian McMillan, and he'll crack 2.
Got a lower roll with the out turn. I'm a little surprised, but again, good shot because it forces Mark to roll to the wrong side here and set up a possible double again.
You're right on 10.
You'd love to roll left, but you can't.
Nichols.
Weight's good. Clean. Whoa, clean. Curl. Clean. Yep. Whoa.
Walker picks him up.
Curl.
Now Botcher trying to help it over.
Curl. Roll it, Jeff. Go.
And rolling it.
Keep going. Good. Whoa.
And
Good
they
shot.
are sitting 2.
Very good.
Just superb.
Oh, great call.
There is a double, but it's a risky one.
We could do for the position it was in.
Yeah, like a firm control.
Knowing their angles, they know exactly where they have to roll to put the maximum pressure on
Might
your
be able to roll
opponent.
the shot. So.
Manitoba leading 3-1 over Alberta, Kathy.
I don't know who is shot. Reed Carruthers played off a biter out in the wings and rolled underneath. He is the Yellowstone. They have taken a number of looks. I think it might be yellow, playing down to it if he can touch it at all, but he risks touching his own.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think it's yellow. By just a smidge.
Shade more.
Easy.
Can't see any of it either, Kathy.
Cannot.
Clean.
And he's been good. We talked about his draw weight being in that 50% range first 2 games. He's 100% so far on his 3 thrown. Here we go. Can you get there and touch this over? Don't want to touch your own, though. And they will, so that'll kill any chance. It's a single for Alberta going to the break, down 3-2.
Yeah. T-line weight. I think your pass speed's the same as last end coming here.
Thanks.
You were
cheated a bit on the ice there. I was just worried with that frost line, but
Just ran on a shelf.
I think so. I think you're right.
You're still at the point with the frost, you can see it, but it's not affecting the trajectory of the rock quite yet. It has to get up and over the pebble before you see rocks kind of start to curl and bite more. They were looking to get an inside roll there.
Just one mistake on a run back. Pretty simple too here for Gushue with get the depth right
Line's
here.
good.
I'd agree.
I like it.
Line's good.
Line's good.
Watch the T-line, guys.
Just even them up.
Curling a bit earlier than I like.
Yeah, it's curling a bit.
Gotta go really hard, guys. Really hard. Fight the 8 if you can. Go, Jeff. Come on.
Wow.
Go, Jeff. Go, Jeff. Go, 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 go.
Wow,
go,
wow,
go,
wow.
go, go.
And great job.
Okay.
By that little bit,
slow.
they are
Slow.
sitting 2.
How huge is that? It doesn't get there.
You got it, eh?
Yeah.
It's a force.
15-5. Curling a bit.
Sweepers made this one
Really
in
hard, guys.
summertime in the gym. This
Really
is
hard.
15 and a
Fight
half
the 8 if you
seconds.
can. Go, Jeff. Come on.
Hard.
Go,
And
Jeff.
just going
Go, Jeff.
sideways.
Go, 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 go. Oh, wow. Okay. That makes a double.
John Epping had thrown some to the wing, so I think they figured it would be up to speed. There wasn't any panic on weight out of Brad's hand. Just once it started to curl, you could see it dying.
Yeah, John put one top 4 in that same line. Going to give it a go here. Thin double.
Look at that, 74% today, 75, 71 in his first 2 games. Has he got it here? McMillan, have you got it? Coming across, here we go. Oh, and just across the top.
Don't think they quite had the angle because he was happy when it made contact.
Oh, I had contact. I should have just said yes. Oh.
Just inside edge.
Or do you need more? I think you give us a couple feet more. Okay. So I think you can always be off it and it'll come down.
Yeah.
Okay. How much more do you want? 3 feet?
John's so frustrated. He knew he had it. It was a good throw.
Yeah, really good throw.
Mike Harris,
Line's
coach
good.
of Northern Ontario this week.
It looks good. It looks there.
Line's good.
Olympic silver medalist
Back
from
4.
98 in Nagano.
Running like it's really heavy. Back 4.
Line's
back 8.
good. Line's
Back 8.
Are we on that?
Yeah.
We're back 8.
If you need it, you should go a little.
Oh, we're okay.
Yeah, it's good.
You're on half of it.
There you go, not worrying about the brush. He'll use the backing. And Gushue gets 2.
That was 4 more feet.
We'll go to the break, 3-2, the defending champions lead.
The 2025 Montana's Brier is presented by Montana's Barbecue and Bar, proudly Canada's home for barbecue since 1995. By Home Hardware, here's how. By Scotties, Canada's #1 facial tissue brand. And by New Holland, proud sponsor of Curling Canada.
Well, you talked about maybe trying to be not so much Brier Brad. Is he still struggling with the ice as we check the numbers after 5?
And Team Northern Ontario has had great setups so far in this game. That 2 points in the 4th end. Gushue just rolled off in the freeze, and Epping made a beautiful tap for that too. But a slight miss shot on the run back left Gushue with an opportunity for a very simple deuce. Epping just missed a thin double attempt there. And we talked about John Epping's numbers coming into this game. He has played up to this occasion. He is right even with Brier Brad.
Absolutely. And look at the draw weight in particular, 100%. They will have the last rock when we come back, down 3-2. Yes. Come on. Some on the other side of the cheek. You got 2 cheeks. Fill it up.
The The spotlight, the excitement, all the opportunities that come with being an Olympian are much bigger.
What a shot for three! Dreams do come true! Jennifer Jones moment.
Trials is one of the big ones everyone dreams of winning.
Gushue will go to Beijing. Jennifer Jones will go for gold. Yeah, next fall we will turn our attention to the Montana's curling trials in Halifax, and you can see who is already pre-qualified on both sides, men's and women's. So now you look the Brier champion here, and if someone say Gushue and Jacobs win this Brier, then it will go again to a points leader of some kind, and then you see it's all about the rankings, and then there is that one pre-trial spot, and that's what John Epping has been talking about. If I have enough points, I'll get a spot in those pre-trials. The Montana's curling trials in Halifax, but right now it's all about this trophy, the Brier Tankard. Welcome back on this Sunday afternoon to Kelowna. Day 3. It's all about the teams from Pool A. 3-2. Team Canada leads it. Northern Ontario. John Epping with Last Rock has the hammer, playing the Yellowstone.
Extremely entertaining 5 ends, Joe. Gushue's on top of his game as usual, just to sneak out a 1-point lead here.
Where are you?
A little bit of frost at one end that might have cost Epping a couple of shots, and Tanner's run back went the wrong way this end and gave Gushue the deuce. It's a pick'em who's playing better here.
Yeah, slight opportunities have been exchanged by both teams, and we're in for a really exciting finish.
Good, eh?
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Weight's good.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Weight's good. Top 8. Whoa.
Brendan Botcher.
Line only, though. Don't need it. No. Needs a curl. Ooh, it's biting forefoot. Whoa. Coming down. Line's good. Weight's good. Right here, guys. Line's good. Over there. Right to it. Right to it. Right to it. A little more bite, that rock. Yeah. Good.
Yeah, interesting. Still figuring it out, huh?
Yeah, and typically the lead for teams will take the mismatched rocks. So I would assume that Jeff would probably have rocks that are slightly mismatched already, and now there's another one that they've found with a slight tendency that Brendan has to now manage, something that he's also going to have to adjust to. The skip, you usually want the skip to have the best pair in their hands.
Yep. Hard. Yep. Yep. Hard. Good. Shot.
Oh, nice play. Save their own in a good location. Still frozen.
Yep. Probably like seeing here.
Okay.
Cannot save both reds without leaving the yellow one in the ring, so the Botcher's going to throw this hard, kill both those rocks, try to roll buried.
Whoa. Curl. 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 No
Jeff
roll,
Walker.
no roll. We're rolling out, I think.
Gonna go.
Unforced, you had to stay there. Not that it was simple.
I
Around that
think we
corner.
don't want to narrow it down too much.
Good
Yeah, I
speed
like
to the wing here.
Yeah.
Same as what I've been giving you with my out turns, I think.
Yep.
Yep.
With ice this good, with teams this talented, you don't like giving freebies like this where you just got a zero risk chance to sink one and put pressure on Gushue.
Yeah, the only place this can't be is deep. As long as it's above the tee line.
Big, guys.
Put lots of pressure on Team Canada.
Out there. Lots of room.
That has to curl a ton.
Lots of room.
Pretty good. Whoa.
We're throwing taps in this line, taking tons of ice. I think the movement's really late.
Yeah, Mark missed a hit here.
Yeah.
See, look at
curl.
Here you go, McMillan trying to draw this.
Keep curling.
Pull it over.
Keep curling. Keep going. Good.
Wow.
Very nice.
Good hack a few ends ago.
Yep.
Just
Same
not
as
quite
usual.
buried, and because of all the finish in this spot, you almost need to overbury it in that line to not be accessible.
To the point maybe you're almost peeking out the other side.
Exactly.
Yeah, and we touched on that last night with Botcher. Botcher had to chase one of those that was overburied, and he chipped the guard, knocked the other team in, and they cost him a big score.
Clean. Clean. Curl. Curl.
Real nice weight.
Curl. Slow on the roll now. Slow on the roll.
There you go.
Good.
Beautiful.
Yeah,
Just so good.
it's,
Real nice.
say it so
Beauty.
often, just the amount of weight to do the job, right?
Yeah, that's the only way that was going to be made. The very best teams, too, Vic, in that situation there. Most teams are hoping to kill the enemy rock and roll out. And Gushue was trying to save that one to Nichols, which he did. And now it's tough to be aggressive when you've got to hit the red one.
Okay.
Okay.
Here.
New Brunswick and Nunavut both looking for their first wins.
And trouble again for James Grattan. Shane Latimer making a lot of shots. Maybe it's the food that he eats, I'm not sure, but he has been coming hard at James Grattan. And James just trying to bail, I think, a little bit instead of maybe trying to go on the aggressive, and just couldn't get anything going on his first facing four. He picked out one, but rolled out. He could draw to the forefoot, but he's playing the hit and roll.
Roll if you can.
And no. And is it
Steal
just
of
one?
one. Yes,
just
it
the
is.
one.
No.
He missed it the right way. He didn't want to roll out high side and steal three.
Yeah, I like that. Steal of one and nachos.
Still a bit light.
Yep.
Just board. Yep. Yep.
Yep.
Hard.
Yep.
Got the roll.
Yep.
Oh,
Yep. Yep. Yep.
got more. And not quite. Again, you have to come digging for it, right?
Oh, yeah, these aren't easy.
Pretty buried.
The fact that Brad just saw it helps. Looked like it was fully buried, so jog it off and watch it spin at the end here. Just hooks back that little bit.
Yeah, if this is showing an inch on the left-hand side, I think that's a really tough chase for Team Canada. They'd have to go the wide side of the lightweight and the path they haven't thrown.
That's a pet peeve of mine. You're absolutely right. And if it's partly open on the outside, Brad then ticks it, and it has to go farther, much farther, to get through the paint.
You might have seen him just ignore it and come around the middle.
Yes, yes.
This doesn't look great from the hack, though. That's fully buried.
Yeah.
Wow.
Whoa. Here, more weight. Whoa. Little more than Mark. Whoa. Whoa. Clean. Curl. Whoa.
Botcher takes up his position.
Curl. Heavy hack. Curl.
Walker kind of
Hard,
helping
Jeff.
over.
Jeff. Hard, Jeff. Curl, Jeff.
Gotta
You
go.
got it. Right to it. Keep
Hard,
going.
Jeff.
Keep going.
Gotta
Hard,
go.
Jeff.
Ooh, whoa, 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 whoa. Look at that.
There's a wonderful example now. The second one down that path, in fairness, but just a foot heavier.
Hard. Good throw. Just a couple feet.
There you go. That's
I
all
would
it
argue,
takes.
too, like the view we had from the hack there, it did look like it was
Harder.
overburied. That looked harder than last time.
Oh, this is...
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
With the outturn?
A little. A little.
Or do you want to
We go
there?
here.
John's always looking for extra
Yeah,
points.
I don't think he can pick this because then we have the split. Like if we go here, I don't think he's
Split's a long way out, though.
Just thinking even if I push it into the 8-foot back there. Okay, let's go here.
That looks tough.
Okay.
I mean, it's like a hack waiter.
Okay.
at least.
It's just if he buries around, like if I go here, and if he ever goes around it, it gets a little scary. Oh, no, but it might be, yeah. That's hard.
Hard.
Like you'd be playing the tap. You'd be playing the tap to there. Okay, let's go here.
You could go around the other one.
Just not sure where.
Going around this way, you're grouping them, albeit it's a yellow raise. It would have to be a
depth?
triple for Gushue, but
If he corner freezes, if he gets shot, it's
I know,
just
it's
so
annoying, right?
crappy.
Yeah, you're right.
Well,
or I go here.
Or you just play our
right.
Top 8, he's going to wrap around everything.
But he better make it.
Which I guess is fine. Okay, let's try it.
Okay. Yeah,
I'm tempted if I'm Northern Ontario to keep the play away from the middle just for that reason. If they're full 4 foot, Gushue can freeze and narrow the rings down, or he can probably come around and bury. Like nothing is safe out here. So keep the play away from the middle, force Team Canada into a really precise shot, and any error, the three's in play.
Throw what feels like board out of your hand, and it almost comes down to.
I'm thinking normal.
Okay.
Yeah, and have it come down to like a 10-second or something at the end. But
They're just talking about how to attack the rock that's in the edge of the 12-foot there.
Yeah, I don't like, albeit it'll be a yellow guard on a yellow rock. There's a chance for a raised double here to get out of this mess.
Line only.
You can put just as much pressure on Brad by going around the other one, and as you say, keep some separation.
It's close. Ian's the top 8.
Ian, you got to curl.
Really got to curl.
I guess the question is, Russ, what's he looking for? 2 or 3?
Well, 3. He's trying for 3, but he could get nothing this way.
Okay.
This needs to move.
Just love the teeth.
Oh dear.
Wow.
Could have done probably.
Better than
Just too much ice too.
at the nose.
Yeah.
I was worried about it going in, but we played so much on it.
Now, if they'd gone around the other one, Vic, and left it open, less curl, they're scoring 2.
Yeah.
All day.
Getting straighter down, we thrown a bunch.
He's trying to kill it and roll in?
Yeah.
Same or a couple feet less? What are you thinking for weight?
kind of like the same, just to make sure it goes through, Jeff. But I don't mind if it's a little less. Looks like it's going to be tough to get it under, but.
Well, certainly you can see much more of this one than he could the first one.
Yes. Did I hear they're trying to get under?
He said it would be nice to get under, but I don't know that they can. They're just not quite finishing the same way. There's just been so many down this path. It's gotten a little bit straighter.
Brown is smart enough to take some weight off this, but it's got to really curl to get buried.
Clean.
Foot or 2 left.
Wonderful angle of it there. There it goes.
Whoa. Yeah.
Nichols.
Yep. Yeah.
Oh, here it comes. Did it jump on him? Can they save it? Oh, they did. Goodness.
As good as you could do.
Wow.
That really looked like it jumped hog line in.
Fit it there. Very good.
Fantastic curling shot. That was so close to giving up 3, potentially 4. Oh, dear.
I almost fell on it.
That's how you win games. You take those chances. If it ticks, he would have looked pretty bad, but Brotcher had it figured out. This is no gimme here, boy.
Stay here, lass.
He swept that hard, so it might be straighter still, a little warmer still.
Yeah, I'd expect to see maybe just a heavy backline weight.
Yeah.
Well, the other thing, too, is, I mean, he's got to get to the nose just as
Brad did. And if you don't and you catch the corner, there's the catch or the jam possibility. No question. And you don't want to wreck either. At least jam and get your 1 and stay in the game. You wreck, you're 2 down. Huge shot here.
Final stone. Right now, it's a stolen point, Team Canada.
Weight's good.
Will it be 2 for Northern Ontario? Will it be just a single? John Epping's final.
No, weight's good.
Tanner Horgan now helping it over. Here goes McMillan. Got to get it by. You got to get to the nose now. Avoid the jam and push it through. Got it. Oh, look at that. They got it. Yes, they do.
Special.
Incredible. Wow.
As soon as he went on, he got a little hit.
In there like I'm thinking it's going to. Just not going in there like it's going to.
He didn't get to the nose quite as good as Gushue. And he got away with a little rub on the way out. But it's still 2 for Epping. Do you see it? Do you see Ogopogo? Mythical Ogopogo that lives in the lake, Okanagan. We are in Kelowna for this year's Montana's Brier. Absolutely spectacular. And how we see it is the way you see it at home. Now many of the people see it on the screens over center ice here at Prospera Place. Wonderfully well-curled game. Northern Ontario leads it again 4-3 as we go to the 7th, and Team Canada, Brad Gushue from the Remax Center, St. John's Curling Club, with Last Rock as the hammer playing the Redstone.
We're a rock, though. Give it a couple.
Yeah, we're to it. We're to it. Stop it.
We got to throw that 6 rocks first. That's straighter than the 3. Okay.
First end situation.
Solid hack.
One here, it's okay,
Solid hack.
John Epping puts a couple on the board with this last shot. And the fact, Russ, that he was able, he didn't get to the nose as much as Gushue did, but still managed to make the take.
Gushue missed completely on his first one because it was straightening up. That's what made this one Gushue's second, and that one so impressive. Just absolutely nails the weight here. Carves it all the way in, hog laying in the brute force. Got enough curl to make that for 2.
And got away with just touching that stone on the wave high. The key shot brought to you by BKT Tires. Throwing together.
You could eavesdrop on the Team Canada discussion after Jeff Walker's second shot. It was a corner freeze. It just didn't quite get the curl, and he said that that one's straighter than the other one. So Jeff is trying to manage straight rocks this game, and that's kind of why we've seen some of their early freezes aren't quite getting to where they want them to be.
A lot of undercurls on the front end of Canada. Northern Ontario would just dearly love a single out of Canada this end and
Hard, you gotta go, Jeff.
have 2 hammers to 1.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Good hack. Whoa. Clean. Curl, 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 curl. Curl, Mark. Go, 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 go. Ah.
No roll at
Sorry,
all.
Brendan. Straighten out. Yeah, I misjudged that one.
It's hard for Canada. If Jeff has straight rocks, then where do you put the broom for rocks that are moving the normal amount? And I heard for Brendan's last, and they said that rock has more bite to it, so a little bit more curl to it. So that's kind of with Northern Ontario and their precision. I mean, they're lining their rocks up exactly where they want. That's been the difference in the setup of some of these ends.
Don't think I've heard Russ Gushue make in one game 2 apologies.
Yeah, that's right. You're absolutely right.
To managing stones.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Good. Pretty good. Shot.
And we'll slide it through. Sitting 2.
Didn't curl either.
Without.
Got a little straight.
Kick that out in the window here.
Probably gotta be here, eh?
I think
Probably
so.
need normal, yeah.
You'd love to throw a soft, manageable weight where they can brush it left and right, but because of the guards, they have to keep the weight up here.
Nine and a half.
Whoa. Close.
Little quiet.
Yep.
Hard.
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 Whoa,
Go.
curl, curl. Curl.
Walker
Curl.
coming through.
Curl.
And got a little piece underneath. Maybe a 2/3 now under that center guard.
Forces the run back, I think. You can miss that in a heartbeat. It's all these fine errors, you know, that Tanner came down, rolled too far, ticked the buried rock, the Northern Ontario buried rock open.
Well, final stone coming up for New Brunswick.
And it has been a chase, a lot of case of the heavies. You see those 2 stones. I'm not sure who is second shot. I believe it might be New Brunswick. And for James was deep on his first, gave Shane Latimer an out, but he only was able to remove one and rolled too far. So this is a draw to the 8-foot for 2 for sure, maybe 3.
Hard line, hard lines, curling.
Meanwhile, that one didn't work out well.
I think it is.
Can't bump his own.
No, watch out. He's got his own catcher, thankfully. That'll be for 2.
Just the heavies over and over.
Look how frosty that sheet is, Kath.
I know, it's the outside, A and D, but D in particular this afternoon is white.
Yeah, ours doesn't look like that from the overhead. That's wild.
Greg told me yesterday that at the far end of D, which is exactly where James just threw, was the frosty spot in the building.
So, chance here for Team Canada with the missed run back.
Curl.
They have last rock as we play here in 7.
Curl. Curl. Curl.
Watch
Curl.
it.
Go, Jeff. Go, 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 go.
Oh, here we go. Rolling it over.
Good shot.
What's he left?
Yeah, there might be a double here, but you got to take some risk on.
Squeak the guard.
Mm-hmm.
The third might miss that back one, so they've got to get all they can see. The rock coming down the ice has to be touching the center line to make this work.
I want some speed here.
Curl. Curl.
Still hasn't thrown a draw.
Curl.
Jacob Horgan.
Curl.
And got it. Boy, just at the last moment came up for him.
That's such a weapon. With hog to hog, that's a 6-5 peel, and it just looked effortless. There's no shoving with the arm. The slider foot lands straight on the broom, and that's such a weapon. He hit quite thin, but caught any of that red, and everything's going.
It looks like he's on a 10-second hit here, doesn't it?
Out of the starter blocks, lands the slider foot. You have no time to adjust anything on technique there. Didn't quite touch the center line like we thought he needed to, and no problem.
But you know, here's again, we've talked about this before.
Weight's
We watch
close.
Nichols.
Top 8. We're minimal.
Curling is now,
Room.
I want to say, followed
Mine's good,
the
Jeff.
example of hockey in many cases. You know, you play up under 10s, under 11s. Like we just had the Rock Fest here, under 15-year-olds. He was a gold medalist in the under 18 nationals. He's played university, he's played college, so he comes in with stages of experience now to get to this level. So it's a really good system that's in place now across the country.
The young teams coming up, as we've seen this week, their strategy is so much more advanced than it was years ago because of those opportunities.
Yeah.
And also just their management of the big pressure. Obviously, a U18 isn't the same as a Brier, but it is the same when you're living it and you want to win and you learn about yourself in those finals, and you have the tools to manage the moments like these.
We saw that this morning with Owen Purcell from Nova Scotia. People might think, who is he? But he's got a lot of accolades from World University Games, U18s, but it is the transition of understanding the Brier that is a little bit different.
Got him on the way by. Oh, now is there enough there? And no.
Now that's where I disagree with the speed. They it was just killing one rock.
You can get.
You've got the horses brushing. You could have thrown normal weight at that or less and been able to control it.
Shouldn't have the frost. So
Close.
Tough one. I like this too. Yeah, it's over a little bit too.
Yeah. They're saying it probably goes out if it doesn't catch the frost.
Guards are staggered now, so there's no run back.
Yeah, it's hard for me to tell what I
need to be really full 8 here.
Okay.
Full 8, yeah.
I thought mine slid pretty good, Brad. Like,
it did.
I didn't. Like,
Don't know hog to hog.
John's missed a couple of those. He had a chance to stick one and get a force earlier in the game. I'd love to see him bring the speed down.
Yeah, nibble the 4 is good.
Okay.
You're a little tighter than Mark.
A little tighter than Mark.
Maybe just a little
more
less.
curl than Mark. So.
Yeah. Just a little more.
Brad threw a draw on a similar line. This is a little wider, but it almost came up short. They swept it like crazy to get it full 12, so have to keep an eye on that rock.
I like it.
Line's good.
Top 8. Wait only, guys.
Line's good. Easy, easy.
Top 12. Yep.
Room.
Yeah, it's curling. Weight's good.
Line's
Weight's
good.
Hey, wait
Line's
on 4.
good.
Wait only then. Half 4.
Line's good.
Wait to your broom. Don't need it.
Well then.
Weight's
Line,
good.
No.
Always
there,
works.
You don't need to. Line's good. Line's good. If you could just nibble the 4-foot.
Whoa, whoa.
Good shot.
Beauty.
And nibble it does.
Good shot, Josh.
No choice for
Good shot.
Northern Ontario and Epping. You just have to concede the 2.
Perfect.
Yeah. All right.
Very good.
Really good spot, yeah.
14-6.
Okay.
Yeah, skip it.
Think about, I'm sorry to interrupt you, but think about where that brush was for that shot. It was nearly on the edge of the 8, right?
Yes.
So you're talking 5.5, nearly 6 feet.
Yep. Right to it.
Okay, you gotta go.
Tanner Horgan. And he'll spin away, and it will be an
Just give me
open
where
draw
I
for
had
2.
mark.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if that stone is at the edge of the 4, it's a full 6 feet.
Yeah, that's right.
Going out
And
to
it
the
would have
line
if
that
it
you
had been a
marked
bit
back.
deeper.
Yeah.
6 feet of curl.
Yeah.
Goodness.
Brilliant.
They both look similar.
If Kathy can get that dehumidification hooked up, it'll be even better.
We haven't heard from you or what? I wondered if
She's
you're
busy.
outside.
The
Yeah.
clinking you hear is me hauling in the hose.
Line's good.
I had to put her 2 more, but Wheat's good.
Line's good.
Yeah, you're not hurt.
Line's good.
Very good.
14-8.
And that's for 2. Back and forth we go. On this Sunday afternoon, 5-4 Gushue. And yep, there you go. Kathy's on the other end of that, pulling it through as we set him up. Give that to Kathy. She'll just take that all the way in for us. It's day 3. Montana's Brier from Kelowna and Prospero Place. And on this Sunday afternoon, featuring teams from Pool A as they check the center guard to see if it's on that line, of course, the center line. If it is, you can't move it. 5-4, Team Canada leads it. They scored 2 and 7. First time in any game that they've converted with Last Rock twice. So bringing up their numbers.
Nice release.
Here in the 8th, it'll be Northern Ontario.
Yeah.
John Epping with the hammer playing the
Never curl.
Yellowstones.
Tanner. Looks light.
Gotta go.
Looks light. Come on,
There's
guys,
that
go.
2 rocks hanging the corners with that wee bit of frost that's cost them some points.
Curl distance. They're not getting it.
Jesus. Just grab the frost. Do we ever guard that? No.
8 then. We might see some path
Turn away.
variation
She's
now.
straightening up a bit.
Good hack.
Look at this. McMillan was 99% last night against Kevin Cooey. And hard to believe you know, you talk about plus and minuses. If you out curl your opposition by 5 points, you get a plus. Walker is down a point.
Play 95%.
He's
get
being
out curled.
out-curled.
That's crazy.
A little heavy. Yeah, clean. A little heavy.
That draw wasn't quite where they wanted it to be, though. It came up late. They said it just got gobbled up by the frost.
Clean. Yep.
Yep. Yes. Hard.
Oh, I should have fixed myself. No roll. Sit
Sit down.
How's that? Just a little bit too far.
That one in the back one and roll.
Kathy's come back from pulling on the dehumidification to update us now on Manitoba, BC.
Well, for Cam DeYoung, Woods lying shot, a lot of deliberation, decided to hit second shot to lie 2. Matt is lining this up, playing the double for 3.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Curl, curl, curl. Street, street.
Uh-oh, here we go. Bang, bang, bang. Oh, dear.
Steal of 1.
The stuff at the back.
This BC team, we talk about their second half being so much stronger, starting that fight.
It's incredible.
Yeah, but we're in a great situation.
Still looking for win number 1, the rookie skip Cam DeYoung from Victoria.
I think we peel.
I think so too.
Hammer. You guys are good with it, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Team Canada recognizing the opportunity to flip the hammer to the even ends. They make this peel. You might see a blank on the board, and they're happy with that.
Horse and 9 to get hammer coming home.
Clean. Good throw, Brendan. Good shot. Good.
That's Brendan Botcher's MO all day, every day.
Yeah, I think Brad might have been tempted to, I mean, Canada sitting 2, maybe put some pressure on Northern Ontario, but...
Yeah.
Not a bad end to blank.
Yeah, that's the Botcher effect.
Yeah.
There you go, thinking of the same.
Curl.
Plus, Epping still has work to do to get the blank.
Getting slippery out here.
Oh, there's a problem right there. Got probably 3 more tries and to blank.
Let's make them earn this blank.
Yeah.
So you may have heard Tanner Horgan say
Speed's
it's
really good.
slippery out there. A lot of curling clubs are slippery. Is this the same kind of thing you might find at your club, or is it different?
To me, it felt different. It's a little bit warmer, so it can feel a little bit greasy in certain spots. And there's, with that frost kind of coming into play now, the frost you might feel like you're catching on, but the paths that are worn in will feel that slickness.
Little light.
Go ahead.
Okay. Sweet's good. Switch if you can. Let it work. We're running. It's running.
The ice surface in the curling club and the air temperature in the curling club are so much colder, so when it's frosty, it almost grabs underfoot, whereas here it's pretty greasy because of the heat. The air temperature in here is closer to 65. Curling clubs are around 35, 40 if they have heat.
You don't have a one of those gauges this week, do you, Kathy?
No, I do not. I do not. It was useful to have.
Yes.
Maybe I can talk to Kelowna about putting one in.
When we were in Thunder Bay, the thermometer or the gauge was just above Kathy's head. So.
It showed me when I had frostbite.
It's good.
It was a little chilly.
Go big.
Curl. Curl. Curl.
Jacob Horgan.
Curl.
Oh, that wasn't close.
Yeah.
Overthrown?
Yeah, I think so.
Jumping in front of the freight train.
That's why always the cue words.
Yeah, and even just that intensity for each shot. It's an open takeout, but
I thought a little,
had to stick that, and then you might have a chance at a double in a rock or two from that point.
Yeah, the focus, huh?
Well, Jake's been dialed in on almost everything, so that's a very unexpected miss.
It's nice. Fighting team. Don't need it. Sliding better. Sliding better.
We're going to get in the other double.
Sit. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I heard from chatter amongst
less weight.
some of the teams that
Not bad.
when it gets a little bit frosty, kind of late ends in the 8th end, particularly one rock down the path will run slow, but with the sweep, that next one is just surprisingly faster, and that caught Mark Nichols.
I don't think it's there with the out.
I think we're good.
Take a look.
You got this, Jake.
Yeah.
Miss it thick. That's the key. You have to stay with this yellow rock if you don't make the double.
This is
It's the out, right?
extremely difficult. By playing the out, you don't get that gear effect. You've got frost slowing down the rock that rolls.
Let's update Manitoba and Alberta, Kathy.
Well, a lot of pressure on Kevin Cooey. Some wonderful shot making by BJ Neufeld, making a double run, and by Reed Carruthers coming through the port on the left between the red and the yellow twice. Once to make a nose hit and once to make a run back to remove the Cooey stone. That is why Manitoba lie 4. This is the draw to the 4-foot for the single.
Wow. He made one a beauty earlier in the game, remember?
Absolutely. He's had really good draw weight.
After being around 50% through the first 2 games, he's at 88% today. Draw weight.
Easy, easy. Whoa, Tyler.
Whoa. Clean.
Clean, yep.
Yes, hard.
Now Tyler Tardy.
Hard, hard, hard. Hard line. Hard, gotta go. Hard. Hard. Good sweep. Good.
Well judged. That'll be for a single.
Nearly the double on our sheet. Awfully good attempt and managed to stay shot. Not quite as grouped as they were hoping.
Weight's good. Yep. Board. Hard. Clean.
Brad Gushue, his first skip stones.
Keep going. Hard. Hard.
Here in
hard.
8.
Hard, Mark.
Nichols.
Hard, hard, hard.
You gotta go, 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 go.
Hard.
Okay.
Almost probably there, even though they're side by each.
Weight's good, I think. Shoot. Sorry, I shouldn't have tightened it up. Good.
New Brunswick and Nunavut.
Normal.
And this is the first time that James Grattan has put a lot of pressure on the team from Nunavut. Count them up. There was a Yellowstone that was shot. They tried to guard, Nunavut did, but they got out in the frost and it did not make it over the hog line, and that allowed James to remove it. It is 4 for sure, maybe 5 for Shane, trying to play off that outside one and roll to the 4-foot.
As hard as that is, it's probably easier than playing a draw on that sheet.
No question.
He's an under 18 national champion back in the day. Coaches the Western Ontario men's team, and
4.
That'll be 4 for sure. Boy, you hang tough, eh?
Yeah,
for 7.
Played so well in that game.
Looks like the same shot here.
John's kicking himself. It's a 2 runbacks that didn't work out, and then that double. All tough shots, but he's not quite on his heavyweight hits today.
The hits, interestingly enough, which are usually his strength, have let him down, as you say. Player numbers are brought to you by New Holland, proud sponsor of Curling Canada.
Gotta go, Jeff. Gotta go. Right to it. Right to it.
You gonna let him away here? Yeah, look at that.
Nice.
You just don't see that very often, that kind of mistake.
Do not.
Sorry, guys.
Yeah, Devin, I said to you earlier, Devin heard him apologize like this in a long time. BC and Manitoba.
Cam DeYoung faced 2 on his final. They were split. He tried the big cross house double. He caught it too thick, so he got rid of one, but managed to roll right in front of the Dunstone stone, and it is shot. I think for Matt, he'd like to make both of them go away and roll out for the blank.
Curling just 68%. The runner-up 2 years ago. And great shot.
Good job, Matt.
Still shaking his head, though, on that missed triple.
You bet.
Please, please. Curl, curl.
Northern Ontario.
Curl. You're good.
Ah, what a break that is. They get the blank. And another sorry guys from Gushue. We're getting to the late stages of this draw on a Sunday afternoon. Montana's Brier from Kelowna. Teams from Pool A, the only team not on the ice, Newfoundland and Labrador's Ty DeLello, winless in his first 2 games. So that was another mistake by Brad Gushue. Allows Northern Ontario to get the blank, maintain control of the last rock, and they have the hammer here in 9. Down by 1. Playing the Yellowstone.
Little wider. Got a curl.
Top 4. Top 8.
Gushue one up, throws 2 guards without hammer. He's all in trying to force Northern Ontario to a single.
Curl, curl. You can curl. Right. Curl. Curl, curl. 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 Good. Nice.
Boy, nice curling.
That 8 and here.
So many come arounds right on the X in this game.
Playing the run?
Kind of like here.
Just a hair high.
Looks like.
Whoa!
Close.
Clean!
It's not heavy.
Yep, easy normal.
Curl.
Close.
Whoa.
Close. Straight.
Yep.
Brandon Bodger.
Hard.
Nichols, here we go, bang, bang. And get some separation.
Keep going.
Out.
Not quite as it bogs down at the back. 2 center guards.
Good throw.
Joe, when it gets this frosty,
Just a
do you think it's possible you're actually slowing those down by brushing them?
Yeah, disturbing it so much that it's possible. I was just more wondering about the weight selection there. Brad just called normal weight, to control the shooter, and I mean, he did a good job keeping the center line guards in play, but you have to throw it harder in this situation and play the conditions, because that was really important to kill that Yellowstone that's now at the back 12.
Yeah, horrible news for
Good board.
Team Canada. They left that in the paint, but they still have the 2 guards.
Yeah, Mark Nichols was telling me after draw 1 with this frost that comes in late game, you can see your broom making marks in the house as the rocks are coming to a stop. So you do wonder if that actually just creates more debris for the rock to travel through.
Got a little bit of an inside roll. Now again, it looks ugly, but they say if the frost doesn't get above the pebble, it doesn't affect the stone. But here they go. This is the kind of effort being put in by the volunteers and the ice crew led by Greg Owasco as they try to get it all set and prepared for tonight's draw.
And they blocked off 4 of the entrances or half of the stairways to pull that moisture out and to replace it with dry air coming in from the outside.
Hard, no roll.
Sit down, grab.
Curl.
Spin down.
Okay.
There you go.
Ended up bumping it.
Poor woman, if anybody yells in the tube.
That's one big dryer vent.
Where was I on that? Was I control?
That was still light.
Yeah, it was a smidge light for control.
Ended up okay there. They wanted it buried, obviously, but the best Northern Ontario can do is roll buried behind the tee line.
Go. Hardy in. Solid half.
Yeah.
Keep going.
Yeah. Come on. Still got it. You still got it.
Wow, what a great sweep. I was concerned. At release, John Epping calls hard, so you assume it was a bit of a soft release or a little tight. That frost, the end-to-end sweep just saved that. Ian picked this up the second he let it go.
I thought they were going to have to go inside, which is dangerous to be behind the tee line. They kicked it out in the open and saved that back rock.
I thought with that lightweight it would be gone.
Yeah, absolutely.
Really great effort.
Yeah, 10.5.
This is one of these ends. Either Gushue's going to steal one because of the 2 guards, and he's probably going to give up 3.
Well, he can't dictate, right? He's chasing.
Yes.
Weight's good.
And there still really isn't an option to make one good right now. They need to remove this rock that's at the top of the 4 foot first.
Mark. Curl. Yes. Curl. Whoa. Roll.
There's good.
Very good.
Good. Rolled a hair too far. Good shot.
Pretty good, because if Epping rolls way over like he's calling to miss the back one, then the draw around the center guards is available for Gushue, which creates the steal.
They wanted it to stop there and stay shot, though. Northern Ontario could just draw and sit 2.
Just not easy.
If we roll out, we're still sitting 2. If we roll out, it's still not right.
If you make it, you're rolling.
Yeah, that's not good.
Could beat them in.
Okay, or do you want to call a timeout?
I like both. Well,
this just looks really hard.
Wouldn't hurt.
Yeah.
Well, the nice thing is we can come off theirs, right?
I like both. I like the draw.
I think to the middle, yeah.
Full 8. Top 8.
Red's good for us.
I think
later.
against Team Gushue, this is the better play. Now, this can backfire too, obviously. You go put in the button, you throw a top 12, all kinds of things can go wrong, but Gushue's going to sink one with one of the last 3 rocks. And because there's 2 guards out there and they're such tight guards, Epping might not be able to chase it. And all of a sudden, you're 2 down coming home.
Jake has not thrown many guards this game. He's been pretty much all hits.
This is his first draw.
Pretty good. I like it for top 8. It's running pretty good.
Yeah, wait only.
Coming down.
Line's good.
Pretty close. We're good, we're good. See you.
Make the mistake short here, not deep.
Curl, 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 curl. Whoa, 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 whoa.
Curl,
curl. Whoa, no, no, no.
Okay.
It's good.
To sit the 2, and they do have last rock.
Yeah.
Great to kill it. Just maybe a little more curl would have been ideal.
Oh boy. More than
Got it. You don't have to get low. You just need to know.
Like a lot of ice.
It does.
Just enough to kill it though, so you're throwing easy hack.
Yeah, they probably could have carved that over a little more.
They didn't want to be dead buried, but
Mark gets to the nose.
Weight's good.
Weight's good.
And Harden gets to the nose. They might only be sitting 1.
Yeah.
Go heavy.
Jeff Walker.
Curl. Easy hack. Curl.
Potcher. Trying to help it over.
Follow through, Jeff.
Doesn't get to the nose and rolls away.
Go, 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 go.
And gets away with the jam at the back.
Yeah, kills the one at the back too.
Yeah, so sitting the 1 at the moment is Team Canada.
Cheeky, side 4 on the left. A little less. Yeah. Shot.
Board. Board.
Wait for a shot. Go after this thing. You can roll to a lot of bad spots here. Roll a foot, there'll be a yellow double. You roll right over, there'll be an easy yellow double.
So where's the ideal spot?
I think you have to go buried or partly buried.
Yeah,
Get something hidden.
touch center, I think, is pretty close.
A little heavy. Whoa, a little big. Curl, curl, curl. Curl. Hard.
McMillan.
Hard.
And no.
Okay.
But they are, it appears, 2. I'll give them 2.
Yep. I think we're at.
Yeah. Just board.
Yep.
Well, Nunavut and Shane Latimer trying to pick themselves up after giving up that steal of 4.
Well, he's risking to try to score 2. That Yellowstone that you see was Shane's first. Facing a couple, he went around the corner guard, and then James came down on his final stone. That is the shot stone. So for Shane, trying to get the curl past the guard to move the red stone out of the 8-foot to score 2. Tough shot.
Now we're going to find out why Gushue threw 2 guards in the first place in this end.
Clean.
Maybe you can roll in behind.
Clean.
Yeah.
Yep.
Clean.
Yep. Whoa. Yep. Whoa.
Hard. Hard. Hard.
Meanwhile, Latimer.
Hard.
Now watch this roll. Here we go. And did he tuck enough? And he'll crash out there. Now will he get a break here? Oh, no, he does not. So it'll be a steal of 1 more.
Did almost.
And thumbs up. And the hands come out, and it'll be a win for James Bratton.
Yeah. Good game, eh?
Yeah.
Good game. Good luck. Nice to see you again.
Well, that is a come from behind win. Struggles early for the New Brunswick squad.
Brad didn't get it underneath, but it's even better because it's raisable. John can't hit it without being 3rd shot, not 2nd.
I think we got to be on the tee line.
You think you have to go around, don't you?
I think so. Try to get fully buried around the rock that's top 8 foot.
You can dig it. You're rolling for 3rd shot.
And then
Then he goes around.
And then we have
you
double
put in off for 3.
Yeah.
Like I think if we roll somewhere like
He'll just
wherever,
he'll play this. Yeah.
He'll play that.
We might have a double for 2.
We might have a double for 2.
Yeah.
If he doesn't make it quite right.
Yeah, okay.
If we roll
Yeah.
real nice, this one doesn't have very far to go.
I think ideally you just try and roll like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the less roll, the better.
Try and get to the much to the nose. Okay.
Yeah.
Solid hack.
So. Yeah.
Okay.
So. You all half or off, something like that.
I don't think I'm going to get there, but I got 2/3.
You
So I
rolled-
probably will roll a bit.
I really like this call. If they can save the rock that John's throwing, kicks out the red, then Brad Gushue's second shot. So he might,
But see, I don't
with that
think
one
either
here,
will
he might just play the straight come around. And then there's actually a double for a potential 3. He might play the straight back raise, but you better make it. This keeps a decent score alive for North Ontario if John can. Not easy though.
Weight's real nice. Not
So he only has 2/3.
Yeah.
Have to hit pretty much what he can see.
Yeah, gotta go. Dig, buddy.
Sean Epping in his first.
Curl.
I got the red.
And well done. As Tanner Horgan will nurse it out the back.
It's pretty good. Something.
Yeah.
They're so strong, they backed it up too much.
Oh, there he is.
Do you want to? Good throw.
Do you want to call it? Yeah, call it. Brandon, time out. Time out.
You like that? It might jam at the back.
I think if you've jammed it, you've made it, though. Your other shot would be this. That still might jam, but
Looks like it's jamming regardless with the run back.
I think, though, if it jams, you've made a pretty serviceable roll.
Nah, not necessarily.
It's either that or you. Well, I think if you're going to roll, you roll.
Yeah, or you just try and draw right here.
Yep.
Way safer. So it eliminates that left
I like
hand
that
yellow.
too.
That's probably the easiest way to get it where you want, right? Is just
It's just risk. Or you go back,
a little.
Well, then we're just giving them 2. If we're doing that, I think we just play this and eliminate all the risk. Like, if we're really trying to force, we're playing here. Like, even if we're there,
I'm good with that.
likely catches that, but
correct. Yeah.
You're biting the 4-foot's good.
we're playing in a small window. We're playing in a 2-foot window, though. On a ice that's questionable.
Well, if it's not
prefer the hit and
if it's
roll?
not coming down, we should be able to sweep it to there. Right?
Okay.
You could throw this one hard.
You guys don't like
I don't
this.
mind that. It's just like
I think it's jamming 9 times out of 10, and he's
so
taking
too.
on a double for 3.
Yeah.
Yes. That'd be my least favorite of the shots.
Yeah.
Let's nail the draw, I think, then.
Okay.
It appears that the draw speed on this side of the sheet has been okay because it's been thrown a few times this end.
14.
Sorry, Brad, I didn't quite see.
A little less. Yeah.
As Brad said, he is throwing to a 2-foot
No,
window.
just full 8. Okay. Enough to be shot.
Yeah, you're short of the 8-foot.
Yeah.
You're in trouble.
Full 8 and no deeper than kind of biting the 4-foot.
Yeah,
That is a
okay.
nice hat.
It really is impressive.
Same as what it's been? Yeah. Same as what I gave you.
Anything
a couple
deeper,
ago.
like full 4, for example, there will be a red double for 3 available for Epping.
That's close. I got 14-8 on James.
there.
Draw, so it's good speed.
True.
If it's no matter how tough it is.
Yeah,
as long as
yeah.
we can't give them 2.
Fair.
Room!
I think we're there. Low line.
Room!
Low line. I got top 4. Guys.
Room!
Where are you?
Whoa!
Weight's
Whoa!
good. Full 8.
Whoa!
Whoa, Jeff's in always.
Line's
Line's
closed.
good.
We're there.
Line's good.
We're there.
It's
all there.
Line's good.
No, it's heavy.
It just needs to die.
Sit.
Sit down. Sit down.
Okay.
Should kill it back one.
Wow.
Just stopped in time.
Sorry, guys.
You don't think there's a double?
There is a
Line's
double, but I
good.
think you lose the
all there.
right hand
Line's
red.
No, it's heavy.
It just needs to die.
Sit.
Sit down. Sit down.
Good judging.
Okay.
I don't know if he thinks necessarily, Joe, that's in the right spot.
Doesn't it?
No, that's a little bit deeper than they wanted. They wanted about a rock or 2 higher. That red might catch on the yellow. Northern Ontario. This might just be for 2.
Right. That's why I was saying it might not be for 3. If that goes to the tee line, it's tailor made.
And if that's a foot higher, then it's a force.
Exactly. A tough force.
Let's go half. To be safe. Mike, get the back one straight.
He thinks it's there for 3.
Well, I guess what could happen is to make the double, I think the red's going to hit the yellow, but the yellow could jam in that pile at the back. You might get lucky that way.
And we don't also know how lively these houses are at the moment. Right? The frost could be affecting the stones on their way out.
The key thing here for Epping is make that double and stick it.
He got the blank he needed in 8. Now trying to make the most of it. John Epping trying a double for 2, maybe even 3. Horgan all day. Here we go. Got it. Oh, and there you go. That's the issue. Did it move far enough? I think they picked up.
What happened to that? That just took off on them.
I think they may have given up a steal. What do you think, Joe? No, I'm going to go yellow.
I'm going yellow as well.
Wow.
No, I'm going red.
Boy, did that ever curl.
It's very close.
Let's put a stick on it.
Okay, so they'll call for the measure. And rerunning the shot in his mind.
Usually isn't my job.
Yeah, they didn't seem too concerned early.
Just stick on the top one.
Like they were shot, I think, weren't they?
What's that?
They were shot on your first one? That top one that you hit was shot rock? We were shot? The back corner?
No, they were shot.
They were
Sorry,
shot.
they were shot.
Just hooked it a bit.
Must have had a little bit of an inward motion because he took a ton of ice there.
Yeah, you wouldn't expect a peel to move quite that much.
Not at all. Whether he grabbed some frost, who knows?
Close enough tonight.
From the Gushue stone.
Yeah.
To Epping. We're tied at 5. Ian McMillan throwing the lead stones for the Northern Ontario champions, skipped by John Epping. And Epping had a chance for what looked to be a deuce, maybe even 3. On a measure, gets just 1. So here we are, tied at 5, and Team Canada and Gushue do have the last rock. They have the hammer coming home playing the Redstones. Both these teams coming in with 2 straight wins. Jeff Walker.
How do you separate these guys? 87 for both teams.
Oh, it's been such a great game.
Score tied, and the only difference is the draw of the button, and all 4 rocks in the draw of the button were on the pin.
Slight opportunities each way. It's just been so entertaining.
Fully.
Mark if you're sweeping.
Bite the 4.
Final stone coming up here for Manitoba against Alberta and Kevin Cooey.
Well, Kevin elected to go around. They guarded the whole end. Reed Carruthers and his team, lots of attempts at run backs, just peeling the guard. And on his final, Cooey came around. He lies 2 in the 4-foot. There are no guards out front. Reed trying to run his own stone straight back. If he nuts it, it's the win.
It's remarkable to think his first 2 games, Cooey couldn't hit the rings. His draw weight was terrible. And in this one, he's been wonderful. He also holds a 5-0 advantage in head-to-heads against Carruthers in the Brier. This Cooey.
This is no gimme here. It's going to be tough not to give up a steal of 1 for Reed.
Throwing a 96% game. Needs every bit of that. Trying to run this back. Here we go. Have you got it? to stick it. Bang. Okay. Oh, and they'll spill away. And that will be a steal of 1. And they will go 1 more.
Good throw, really.
I get the read.
High guard?
Yep.
I think so.
Yeah, good throw.
Easy.
Yeah, we're all there.
Easy, easy.
Okay.
Just over, anywhere over.
Room.
Well, we don't need to curl.
Now.
We don't need to curl.
Okay. Weight's pretty good.
Okay. A little bit of, actually. Oh, no, you're good. You're good. You're good.
How do I? Good pair.
There's no angle.
Straight
Straight
peel. Yep.
They still got to come to us a bit.
Nicely placed high guard by Tanner.
Clean. Clean. Good.
Are we shot? Oh, jeez.
Good shot, yeah.
Yeah, shot rock does belong to John Epping. Top 4.
Yeah, so they'll delay play in the rings here for at least a few more. Try to get maximum separation with the guards and line them straight up. You don't want to leave any kind of angle and give Team Canada the opportunity to make a double peel.
It's over. Hair less than
Easy early, easy early, whoa early, whoa early.
Easy, clean, we're good.
Halfway.
Yeah.
It's running a bit better than Tanner.
Yeah, a little wider than the last
Looks a bit
one.
out there.
Needs to curl a bit, too.
Knife.
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 Knife. Knife. Get her going. Piece of the line's pretty
Yep.
good.
Yep.
Attaboy.
Okay. Turn do you want? Probably the out. Yeah, that's what I'm seeing. Middle of the rock. Okay. Let it curl.
Even a hair less. I don't mind
Give it a good
sweeping
run.
back for
Give
you.
it a little less. Yeah.
The advantage is these brushes. You heard Walker say, let's take less, I can back it up for you.
Yep. Real hard.
Mark Nichols. Walker all over it early.
Really hard. Hard, Jeff. Hard, Jeff.
Watch that line as it just backs off the line, and they'll drive it by.
Gave it a good chance. Good toss. Okay.
And make it 3 straight wins for Matt Dunstone.
Well, and you could see the frustration from Matt in the one end that he was trying to play the double to score 3, but it's a good reminder that your opponent is going to stay with you. But for Dunstone and crew, playing just solid right through the order.
And winless now BC in their 3 games.
Gotta go to get it over.
Okay, go then.
Yep. All you got?
Come on, boys.
All you got? Hard.
Oh dear.
Hard. Go, 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 go.
Good.
That is special. I thought that was going to stop on the TSN logo.
12 feet short of the...
Yeah.
I know.
It was tight early, minimum weight.
They knew, too.
They're so strong on the brush.
Good.
And a pat on the back. Couple for Ian McMillan.
That's game over if that rock is hogged.
It was the skip that got it over the hog line at the end there. Did you see that?
Yeah, I saw he ran out to help. That was nice of him.
Let's take a minute anyway.
6 feet away from the rock.
Highly effective position.
I think if we just he goes right here, we're in a lot
Why
of
are you
trouble.
here?
Don't you agree?
Can you just chase that
Well,
one now?
I think if we chase and stay close to the nose, it's pretty good.
Yeah.
Okay?
I'm with you. I think we either chase it this way or we chase it this way.
Yeah.
That way looks tougher.
Well, you can just jam it there, but
Well, then
it
he still
goes there.
freezes. This way blocks.
We stay in front.
Then at least you have 2 ways to get at it.
I just think like just through. What are you seeing for line?
Just through.
But as good as the brushing was, Joe, to get it there, it's really invisible in the scheme of things, no?
Well, it protects the tight guard. I mean, it's forcing Gushue to come play in the rings. I think John Epping would be happy here. He's got the middle blocked off. Canada needs to be precise. He might have
Weight's
something to work
good.
with to try to generate that steal.
Okay.
Little light.
Yep. Just
Whoa,
through.
whoa.
Weight's good.
Lead.
Weight's
Walker.
good.
Curl.
Just through.
Curl, it's really running. Curl, Brendan. Go.
Botcher.
On the yellow. Go.
And we'll push it to the back edge. It is Team Canada sitting the 2 for the moment.
Ran really straight. Line 2.
His weight was right on.
Yeah, his weight was great. Just ran a lot straighter.
It's happened a few times to Team Canada.
You want to be above the tee,
This game, Rock was thrown well. Just the broom was in the wrong spot.
Yes, yeah, a lot of it on the high side.
Tee line under that red as much as you can.
And the whole team's
Steve's
on
good here.
board with wherever the broom
Draw
is.
the
It's
button.
I think we've lost about
just having
3
a hard
feet.
time puzzling it out.
2 to 3
2 to 3. Okay.
Huge chance here.
John's rushing it a bit, getting a little tight down to 120. They're coaching him with 3 more feet because he hasn't thrown in a long time with a draw. To make this really good, you got to get underneath the red that's overburied.
A little light.
Little light? Okay.
It's close, though.
They still do have a
He's just
timeout
played away.
available.
Line's great.
Running okay.
Team Canada
Well, if you
has
can.
used
Line's
theirs.
great, though.
Line's good. Got a little bit of room.
No, line's great. Looks. Curl.
Curl if you can.
Curl if you
Really
can.
curl.
Easy, easy. Looks heavy, actually.
Knife if you can.
Knife. Yep.
And to be shot wrong. It has been a really well-played game from first rock, first end. We opened with a couple of blanks, but it was the shot making to force the blanks. And yes, I think the 9th, if it ends up being the loss for Epping, that's it. He missed the double for a possible 2 or maybe even 3 results in just a single. We're tied at 5. The game story brought to you by Montana's Barbecue and Bar, proudly Canada's home for barbecue since 1995.
I thought they might have curved that a little sooner. They certainly didn't want to wreck on something, but they had space getting by there, and they might have taken a bit of weight off at A, and B, get that little more curl. And this shot's way harder.
Yeah, if that rock is biting top button instead of back pin, it's way tougher on Team Canada. You have to put more weight and move it.
Yep, have to go a little.
Tiny little bump attempt here.
Whoa.
Back 4.
Yep.
Back 4. Heavy.
Whoa. Curl.
Back 8. Back
Curl.
4.
Back 8.
Curl.
And just pushes it enough that the second shot does belong to Northern Ontario.
Well, we're 2 at least.
Well, I'm
I
good.
think we're second. Back 8. Back
Curl.
4.
Nichols
Back 8.
up on his tippy toes. And it tippy toes to the back edge of the 4.
Can they tap it to the back once it gets shot?
Always present. Dad,
No, they'll be-
Ray.
No.
Yeah.
Thin half?
Even a third, I think.
Yeah.
I think you got too much.
Thin half, and then
What are you trying to do?
over the top.
Make the triple?
Everything's over the
Yeah,
top.
just kind
and
of spin that back to it.
hopefully we sit 2 in here. Yeah. That's all I'm seeing,
all I
guys.
Yeah, nothing on the intern
Yeah.
side there, I don't think so. Okay, Maker, let's go.
Let's make it.
So they feel they play the same
like a
shot Gushue
third.
did, and they tap Gushue's
Even a
back to
quarter.
the pocket. It'll still be closer than the rock that John's throwing. The game's over. So
Well, you don't think there's enough room there, huh?
there can't be, or they'd be playing it because this is way harder.
Okay.
Yeah, and leaves an easier shot for Brad, too.
Even if he makes this right, yeah.
He'll have the 4-foot. This isn't easy either.
It's basically the triple, and you can hardly see it.
Final stone.
Yep. Hard.
John Epping. Right now it is a Gushue win.
Gotta go.
Horton. Here we go. Angle it back. What do you got? Bang, bang. No, he'll leave it there. And it will be a win for Team Canada. They'll start the Montana's Brier with 3 straight wins. Make the final 6-5 over Northern Ontario and John Epping.
Good luck, Cal. Good one, Brad.
The 2025 Montana's Brier is presented by Montana's Barbecue and Bar, proudly Canada's home for barbecue since 1995. By Kruger Products, the softest and strongest supporters for over 40 years. By BKT Tires, growing together. And by PointsBet, the official sportsbook and casino partner of Curling Canada.
Signing autographs after a win, Brad Gushue. Is he got the game for a 7th? He was pushed today. So one game remains on the ice, and it is Kevin Cooey out of the Glencoe Club in Calgary. The Alberta champion has lost his first 2 as he goes against the Manitoba champion, Reed Carruthers from the Granite Curling Club in Winnipeg, who has won his first 2.
And a great shot just made by BJ Neufeld. There was a cluster in the 4-foot, including that redstone, but had backing. And BJ able to blast it out, open things up a lot.
Yeah. This will curl. You want to shade more? Like, I'm seeing this as like a just through weight type shot, right? Little more? Okay.
Yeah. Getting the same page here.
Yeah. So huge.
I heard hack from the skipper, and then BJ saying, let's take more because you just need to be back 8. That's just 2 different shots.
Just to the hack. Just needs to move the red to the back 8 foot, nice, create some space.
It is a game that Reed in particular has been the better on the team. BJ struggled early, but has made some big shots late.
Catlin Schneider.
Whoa.
Last year skipping the BC champions. Now finds himself with Manitoba. And will it sit? And it will not.
Timeout. That's why
Timeout's
BJ
being called.
Wanted to play a little less, just try to keep the shooter around for shot.
Yes.
Each team giving 1 timeout in the extra.
So you got to.
Same
Here,
ice
I
you just
had
took?
you there.
Yeah.
I want something that's.
I don't think you want to. Yeah, I like the same path.
As you.
Yeah.
Yeah, mine should curl a hair more.
Well, I've been able to eavesdrop on Kevin Cooey's discussions during this game, and you know, his outturn is his money shot, and he has been talking a lot about, for some reason, his outturn has been curling more than others, so I'm not sure whether that's technical or rock.
That would lead to the draw struggles. If it's curling more, it gets into an inner line early and then comes up light a few times. We've seen that happen for sure.
Yellow guard. I think if my weight's good, that's. I don't like taking last.
Line's a bit tight.
No, line's fine. Line's
Clean.
fine, guys.
Clean.
Weight only.
Yes.
Top button.
Yep. Top button.
Kevin Cooey.
Line's good.
Line,
Line's
you got
good.
room.
Whoa.
You got weight only.
Tyler Tardy. Carrick Martin.
Yes.
Whoa.
Yes.
What a draw.
Whoa.
What a draw. What a draw when he needs it most.
Full half,
Yeah,
right?
we just.
Yeah.
That's all you could do.
Just needed a hair higher.
Yeah, a foot higher maybe, but still.
It's like back 8.
Awfully good effort.
Yeah, this is really hard. That guard is so tight to the rings. Reed needs to curl past it, get to about half of this rock, just push it to the back 4 and not have the shooter bounce off.
Well, that's what we saw in his first one, right? Isn't that his back there? And
yeah, a lot
he's
less
throwing
weight.
a lot less weight, yeah. So how's this going to run?
Right. Look at the ice he's taking. It's taking 3 feet of ice.
So now the pressure on the Brushers then to sneak it by that center guard. Gushue looking for his first win. Crothers looking to win 3 in a row out of the gate. BJ Neufeld calling line. Catlin Schneider left. Connor Negevin right. He's got to hold it up here. Got to get it by that guard. Hold it up now. Negevin. Now bring it over. Straighten it out. Oh my goodness. Now sit down for the win.
Oh, what a great team shot.
What a curling shot.
It's incredible.
Five, 4. And that snaps the 5-game winning streak that Gushue had against Carruthers. Got it? Yes, you do. So now keep in mind, this Pool A is the deeper the pools. It is the tougher the pools. Handicapping. Now you've got that separation. So who's going to play? Carruthers, he's on a roll right now. And Epping, Grattan. Did you expect Kevin Gushue to be winless so far? Tonight we'll turn our attention to Pool B, and right there at the top of the table, there they are. Mike McEwen, Sam Moybrook. That will be our feature when we join you at 9:30 Eastern Time. Both of them coming in undefeated. To wear that Purple Heart as a champion. What a day it's been. And we're looking forward to tonight to complete day 3. So till we talk with you at 9:30 p.m. Eastern Time, thank you for joining us. The Montana's Brier on Canada's sports leader, TSN.